Excellent. We're off to a good start.
You watch any LEC today?
No, I was at work all day, which doesn't necessarily exclude me, but like, I just didn't. No, I usually don't watch too much
Fridays?
on Fridays, but I'll watch them Saturday morning and then into LCS.
Back with the other ambition team this week, I see.
Yeah.
I think we said that last week. It's been a week, you know?
Where is their stream? Stream official broadcast. There we go. I wish I had a mega stream. You have multi up?
I do not have multi up.
Does this have just like a stream? League streams. There we go. CCS 1? That's their main stream? I don't know, man. I think that's their main stream. I'll link them to the main stream. If that's wrong, somebody can tell me, I guess.
Boys and Harvest are fighting for their playoff lives tonight, huh?
I don't think it's that serious, but you gotta spin it that way, right? Both teams are 2 and 4, and if they lose and a team below them wins, there's a chance, I guess. But because I think the first tiebreaker is game score, although they've like gone 3 games in every single series, so they're probably okay. But it definitely would fuck up their seeding. I'm looking at it. Yeah, so Zenigma, and I think they beat Zenigma, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Yeah, they're 7 and 10, and the team they're playing is 4 and 8. They've played so many more games. The other team has played literally the minimum, and they're almost the max. They had 1-2-0 series. Very funny. Oh, they're drafting. Oh, Jesus. Lordy. All right. Hello.
Hello, Maris.
Welcome to the Return the Middle Stick stream. This is the final week of the regular season for Aegis Guardians League. We've got RotM Dread taking on Team Ascension or Team Ambition Breeze. Yeah, I'm Maris, co-caster's Toe Knuckles. we are only doing one series, so it's much less confusing, I guess, than it has been the past couple of weeks. But we're in for it. Sivir, Sona, Zeri, Lucian, Kane, Gwen not going to be played. Seraphine's the first pick. How are you feeling?
I mean, that's classic RotM, right? B1 Seraphine. It's just, it,
Oh, okay. So this is the Twitch is a takeaway, 100% from by Breeze taking it away from Atlas. Sorry, I just wanted to get that one out there really quick, but um,
for
yeah.
sure. I mean, Atlas still got his still has his Jin pick, but it's slowly falling out of kind of the meta as far as priority on ADCs, unless it is a real comfort pick. Let's see if Dread decides to default back to that, or if they pick him up something else. I mean, you in theory could just send the Seraphine as your ADC slot, so a lot of flexibility still left in draft. Even the fact that the Mordekaiser is there doesn't necessarily solidify any positions, but we definitely know what's going on the side of Team Ambition. So
Yep, and now making it a little bit more clear about where the Seraphine's going, locking in the Rakan. That's kind of a classic combo. They really like to run Seraphine and Rakan together, it seems like.
yeah, Aeropoc's also a very supportive oriented mid laner, so it still isn't completely ruled out as a flex. It could be piloted by Arrow or Atlas. And so a lot of flexibility and hidden picks and
Oh,
available matchups.
playing the fiddle against Return to the Middle Sticks, a classic. Traditionally, Middle Sticks does not do well against the fiddle, although most of that I think is him and Karn in the Platinum League. I think we've just faced him probably about a half dozen times, and it doesn't seem to go well for us. But luckily, not Heyman Karn in the Gold League. Okay.
Fiddle did just receive two somewhat minor buffs that kind of just um, bumped up his priority. And not the most recent patch that just came out this week, but the patch before that, he got a little bit of duration added to his fear and a little bit of damage added, base damage added to his ult. So he is stronger than he has been recently, and pairing that with a Braum and a Twitch that can spray and pray over the top of it, pretty good composition they've set themselves up for so far on Team Ambition Sneeze over there.
Lilia, Ash, Misfortune, all gone. Last ban for Rodham. Probably another top laner, you imagine. Just secure yourself a good matchup for the Mordekaiser. Although theoretically, the Mordekaiser can jungle. I know Scrams likes that on Harvest. I don't know if he's passed the knowledge, the dark tech along to Gid, but
Yeah, it doesn't really seem like a Gid oriented champion just because of the fact that he likes to have a go button, and Mord in a sense his go button is more conditional than the things that Gid likes to pick, right? So I imagine we see that in the top lane, but you can't count it out as a flex,
yep.
and we
And the
should.
Yone is gone, so less exciting times happening on the Breeze side, but oh, Silas going to be locked in. That's an interesting pick. There's three good ults already to steal. The Seraphine and the Mort a little bit better than the Rakan, but um, if you don't see anything else that's very usable, that's still a good pick. It seems like. And now where's Rodham gonna go? Hovering a lot of different ADs. Nyla is available. Um, as of yesterday, I'm pretty sure the Platinum games were the first ones she was allowed in, but it's gonna be Kaisa locked in for Atlas.
Like Kaisa with this composition, you already have your initiation with Rakan, and Kaisa has that ability to either kind of hang back and damage a Silas or a Fiddlesticks if you're not feared, or go in and reposition the backline to make sure that they get Twitch if that's a high priority. And with the go buttons of Diana and Rakan, it should enable her pretty well. Damage wise, I don't think she's top tier, but in a gold league, you're not min maxing that, and it's kind of more about comfort and playstyle. and the player's ability to pilot the champion. So less of a concern with her quote unquote tier status and more what the team identity is and what they want to do.
I'm a little concerned. I want to see what this pick is. That's not what I would have expected, but it's the Fiora locked in for Team Ambition Breeze. I was thinking we might have seen like a magic resist tank because that's all magic damage right now on RotM. You get a lot of value out of just splashing a little bit of magic resist into your build. You throw something like a Dr. Mundo in there, and all of a sudden, I I don't know that you can die, like physically die with as much magic resist as you can stack.
Right. I mean, the Kaisa is a technical hybrid, but even still, probably about 30 to 40% of her damage is still magic damage. So I agree with you 100%. The fact that we didn't see just a beef wall in in that solo that top lane to just kind of just say, all right, I don't die and create problems for Dread, but we'll probably see some hybrid itemization from Fiora, probably a Maw Malmortis, as well as Braum with what little income he can will probably stack a little bit of MR and just kind of be that annoying CC presence in the front line.
Yeah, overall, I do really like the composition that THEs has created for themselves. Especially just being able to lead off with the fiddle and have the Braum protection for him, I think is really good. Silas has a lot of great ults to steal this game. Um,
I mean,
everything but
four out of the
Kaisa, basically. Yeah.
yeah, I was gonna say 4 out of the 5 are you consider high impact, and even if you maybe start with like a Diana ult, if you somehow live the fight, you could, get even steal the Kai'Sa ult to chase her down and kill her later on. Like it's even the Kai'Sa isn't bad. There are far worse things that you could pick as a Silas, but yeah, I think you're prioritizing the other 4 champions. The Seraphine is really high impact as an ultimate. The Mordekaiser, if he somehow gets a hold of your Twitch, you can kind of go in there and assist him. So a lot of tools in Sneeze's draft to deal with what Dread is going to throw at them. However, on the side of Dread, we do see a lot of comfort picks, and in games with as much weight to them, comfort picks can be a big deal. So this is for the number 2 seed. Sneeze locked up in the number 1 seed, but trying to help out their sister team in Breeze to jump past Dread, I believe, and get that 2 seed. But Dread is trying to lock it down and keep themselves in the top 2.
Yeah, and what a statement it would be from Dread if they're able to knock down both Team Ambition teams that were, coming in as the teams to beat in their division. They can knock them off back-to-back weeks, get that momentum headed into playoffs. That would be huge for them. And we were kind of down a little bit on Dread's team comps last week, but they managed to pull out a really long, excruciating 2-1 win last week. So we'll just have to see where this goes. Apologize if there's some background noise. My dog is playing with a ball directly behind me. So
And what kind of like mental edge does that give you heading into playoffs? The fact that you knocked off the top 2 teams, that all of a sudden makes you the scary team heading into playoffs. So,
I don't know that it makes you the scary team necessarily because I used to look at these teams and like the ranks aren't equivalent across the board. I guess we'll say it that way. But knowing that you can go toe to toe with the top teams in your division, which theoretically could be the top teams in the entire league, gives you, you don't have to play with that chip on your shoulder. You can play a little bit more freely. You don't have to be, super intense over one small error. It just makes you focus a little bit more on your game, and I think that that's a huge benefit going into playoffs.
yeah, for sure. I know we're cheering for the boys in blue being a RotM stream, but I am excited just to watch the 1 and the 2 seed match up. This is why you watch these games and you stream these games, because you want matchups like this where 2 closely contested teams are just giving it their all and throwing punches back and forth. And Sneeze opting for a kind of dynamic draft that gives them a lot of tools and is a little bit more flexible, but Dread opting into comfort and trying to just play their style and enforce their will upon the other team. It worked for them last week, and we'll see if it can work for them 2 weeks in a row to take that approach.
Yeah. Not to distract from what we've got going on here, but the main Aegis stream starting up right now is going to have Harvest versus Clown Gaming Griefers, which is it could potentially be for the last playoff spot in that group. I guess we'll put it that way. A win will secure you the number 5 seed, which means that theoretically you get a little bit easier placement in the grand fuckfest that's going to be these qualifiers. Um, and then on the CCS stream right now, Crowstorm, our diamond team, is getting set to go against WLS Chaz It Up. WLS apparently stands for We Love Solbert, and there's apparently a very famous Solbert copy pasta that I hadn't seen until yesterday. But those are all things that are happening tonight in RotM land. I was
I have,
curious if you were doing the sneeze intentionally because I didn't
I
want to
have
throw
to.
you off on it, but
No. I have to apologize to the viewers. Okina trolled me with the draft link, and with me coming in mid-season, I wasn't 100% familiar with all the names, and he got me. I don't know if he was trying to troll them, but he trolled me. Well played, Okina. So
I see. I thought we were doing a riff on it, but then you just kept saying sneeze, so I was like, I threw in a cheese, I threw in a squeeze, but I. All right, we're on the same page. That's funny. Um, yeah. Uh, Okina,
at least
aka Bing Bong, going ahead and trolling not only the opposing team but our own casters. We're really in it tonight.
at least that explanation got us through about 2 minutes of the 3-minute delay. So we can thank Bing Bong for that. Gave us something to fill that delay as we look to head into game here shortly. So have you picked up any of the new Star Guardians? The 2.0 set?
Yeah, the 2.0 set is significantly better than the 1.0 set IMO. I thought the one redeeming skin was Fiddlesticks in the first set, but no, I got a Kali and Rel. And I'd buy
Yeah.
Talia if I had just a bunch of money, but I don't. So that one's gonna have to wait.
I only picked up the Akali this time around. Her being one of the 1800s, I was like, I think I'm gonna just stay at one here. But Akali has a special place in my heart just because I find her KDA persona, Soyeon from G Idol, to be god tier status on goddess tier, I guess I should say, on uh, my rankings list of.
Yeah. Um, when they did all the KDA stuff last year, they released like a each individual Star Guardian, each individual KDA member had their own playlist on Spotify. The Akali playlist is a jam. It's a bop. Really
Yeah,
appreciate that.
and just because of her who she is in real life, because like that generated interest going into that, and
Yeah.
then like the Akali character, and then just the marriage of those two personalities together. I've always fanboyed out over Akali ever since the KDA came out, and so I even though I don't play her as often since I moved to top lane, I still get pretty much every one of her skins that comes out.
Yeah. I didn't like Crime City. Skipped that one, but I have pretty much every other one of her skin. Noted Akali enjoyer Maris over here.
What's crazy is Uh, Crime City, Akali was probably the worst one of that set, and you don't really say that about Akali that often. Like the
Yeah.
Crime City Shaco and the Crime City Darius were both fantastic skins. So
Are you still in loading screen or did mine crash? Oh, there
no,
we
it
go.
was at 0% for a long time, and now we're.
Okay, now we're on black screen.
Yep.
Solid work from the RotM Spectator client. I was just curious because I was like, it's crashed here before, but
I
um,
think I think this is a game side bug because
yeah.
I'm also experiencing the same thing.
Well,
So
the black screen is a thing that also has happened a lot, but it'll eventually start and load in. Um, yeah, I'm also disappointed that LOR got the best Star Guardian skin in Gwen, but you know, happens, I guess.
Um,
Also, have you seen the Wild Rift ones? Like the Oriana and the Senna skin are
I
really
have
neat.
not. I have not paid as much attention to Wild Rift
Oh,
as.
if so, it's the game not
Mhm.
loading combined with the black bar. If you click on the timeline, it's the game is started and there's a 5 stack and my directed camera isn't working and now we're here. Okay. But yeah, there's a 5 stack from Team Ambition Breeze as they walk into the top of the Dread Red.
I pointed out on Dread.
Yeah,
They caught it on a ward, so they're fully aware that this has happened.
yeah, really good by Dread to not get caught here. This is going to be a little bit of a scary situation though because Gid isn't going to know where the members of Team Ambition are, other than probably not at their own red buff. Oh, they're seeing. Okay, this is actually pretty big. If they had just recalled from that position, I think that gives such an advantage to Stone, Dark, and Yowie that I
Yeah,
don't
for sure.
know that it can be overstated. But instead, Gid's gonna get to walk into his red buff. Oh, they didn't check the. Oh, he did check the bush. Smitty's got the. Oh, he had the sweeper going to try to D-ward, and he found the pink. That's really
That's
interesting. And now Gid's going to start Raptors, and Stone is just starting both camps because that's what you do on Fiddle.
really good adjustments by Dread to like understand that that invasion happened, and then Gid opting into the Raptor start so he doesn't give away immediate vision and make his pathing predictable, and also Smitty taking out that pink ward. Usually that spot right there is a high value pink ward, and he got that one out right away.
I'm kind of curious what he's going to do with his path now because he's headed down to his Krugs, so he'll be level 2. I don't think you hit level 3 from this.
You do hit level 3 if you full clear one side, so he will be
Okay,
level 3.
so he'll be level 3 to look at bottom lane maybe, but he'd have a long distance to walk. That's almost just a recall spot, right? Or you head to your Krug or to the crab, excuse me, straight away.
So the unfortunate thing is the Atlas and Smitty have kind of pushed this lane out, because a lot of times you can catch people off guard by just doing a full clear one side, and it's been a common strategy in some of the videos I've watched on the old YouTubes recently, as far as things that Koreans are doing and how they're affecting their jungle pathing. But we see a good pull by Okina Bing Bong in the top lane, forcing Gaming to blow his flash. But yeah, that pathing is sometimes used by Korean junglers right now to throw off the predictability of early game jungling. So
Yeah, I really like what Stone's done with. He hasn't done anything exceptional with his clear. Like this is the standard fiddle clear, but the fact that he's doing the most standard fiddle clear while he's doing double camps with his buffs means that he is here very quick to top lane and is going to be behind Bing Bong. Gets a little fear. CH going in for a little poke. Bing Bong has to play this pretty well. Um, I don't think he can really look for a kill, but he's trying to stick around for it, and he's going to die. He could have just walked out and flashed but chose to try to go for the counter kill and doesn't pay off this time for Bing Bong.
I think he had to flash. If he would have just started walking, like as soon as Fiddle started draining him, instead of trying to mess with it and hitting him, it's one of those things where you kind of read that Fiora is scared, but she's just playing it patient, really, and
Hmm.
letting.
Yeah, so first blood for Stone. This fiddle's pretty game. You mentioned it got buffed like 2 or 3 patches in a row. It's honestly should be picked in pro play as strong as the champion is right now. I don't know why it hasn't been. I guess I know why it hasn't been. It's hard to fit into team compositions in like a pro sense and is kind of weak to invades and shenanigans, but I don't know. It just seems like a really strong pick right now.
I feel like pros play around those gaps in vision and like pathing, like, oh hey, he's here and we haven't seen him on this board yet, so he's still probably right here, and like they infer a lot more from the vision that they get. It's just one of those things that you kind of one of the skills you learn as you climb and whatnot. So that's probably another aspect of it too. It's probably a lot harder to make his ganks work and his ultimates.
Yep, already back into mid lane, getting a lot of work done, even pre-6, and Aeropox has to flash. Does he live through the Ignite? He doesn't live through the auto attack and the Ignite. So Isolde picks up his first kill of the game in the mid lane, and it's 2-0 for Team Ambition Breeze.
Yeah, the important thing right here is to just, you know, not panic. It's 2 kills. You don't want to see that, but at the same time, you know, it's still early. It's less. It's 1K, which hurts, but it's not insurmountable. Um, Especially as volatile as like an early game can be, just due to the pathing of the junglers influencing that a lot as well. There's still a lot of time, a lot of room for Dread to come back. Got to play it patient and not panic.
Yeah, this early game has set up Gid in kind of a strange scenario, and he's going to walk directly into Isolde and uh, Dark Winker? Dark Wen? I'm not really sure. Bing Bong has pulled CH Gaming into Cyber Brazil as it hits him with the bonk for the solo kill. I still haven't decided on Brahm's name. Do you have any insight? You have a guess? Gid is dead. We're not even going to get to talk about that. He's not dead. He's got enough dashes. Just trying to auto on through. Do they have the damage to actually trade one back? They do eventually take down his soul, and now Dark has to flash over the wall.
Somebody to match that Rome, swing the favor of that little skirmish into his team's favor. Didn't cost Atlas anything because it was just a 1v1 in the bot lane at the same time. So, uh, really good timings by Gid to follow and make sure they trade up on that. Even though it was a one for one, they come out with the summoner advantage in that. So, good
The
job by
summoner
Smitty.
advantage plus taking down the mid laner compared to the jungler, I think is a net win. I don't know for sure, but um, it does mean that Gid is still. Well, never mind. Crowstorm into the mid lane is sold, is right on top of Aeropox, and he's got nowhere to go. Another successful gank for Stone. Everywhere he's gone, there's been some magic happening on this fiddle.
Yeah, he's really punishing Dread with that pick right now, and it might be something that they have to consider for game 2, but they might also have a better gauge on how to deal with it in the mid to late game, and so they're not as worried. But right now, it has been very impactful for Breeze. So,
Yeah,
and then back to your original question. I'm gonna I'm just gonna go with Dark. There's no other Darks in the game,
yeah.
so I'm just gonna go with Dark.
If
I would
someone has a clarification, I think it's Dark Winker, but that also sounds kind of dirty, so I don't really want to go with that.
and that may be intentional, but
Yeah,
So as we look across the board, a lot of action, but that gold lead still remains about the same, about a 900 gold difference roughly, and keeping it under that 1,000. Okina slash Bing Bong has regained himself an advantage in the top lane, so he's very far ahead in CS and has a kill to an assist. So
so
he's a
he's
big
going for that Sunfire Cape build. It got nerfed a little bit on the last patch notes, which is just that every single top laner in existence would go Sunfire Cape into uh, Demonic Embrace.
right, and I
But
still think the
that's
synergy
still
in
probably
Mordekaiser kit.
yeah. I was gonna say I don't know what else you'd go on Mord if you're not going like Rift Maker, which I don't think is like a great item right now. But anyway, ROTM trying to get the dragon, and it's going to be smited away by Gid. Double knockup from Smitty into the Moonfall from Gid. Stone has to use the stopwatch. Gid very low. In comes the Silas ult. It's a double kill on the expunge from Yowie, and Aeropox can't really get in. I saw the Seraphine ult coming from off screen. I was hopeful, but it was Isolde getting in instead. Atlas with a nice little dodge back over the wall. He's got a blast cone to help get him out. But 2 kills for Yowie in exchange for the dragon.
Good stopwatch by Stone. Stopped the momentum that Dread had in that fight because it really started off very well, like the way you would have exactly wanted it. Smitty interrupted Crowstorm with his W, and it looked like it was gonna swing in Dread's way, but good stopwatch kind of forced a target change, and meanwhile Twitch came in with spray and pray over the top and did Twitch things, and it didn't turn out in Dread's favor. So
Yeah, really valuable stopwatch for Stone Made Soft. Um, that's high value. That's what you like to see. Yoi even finishes up his Blade of the Ruin King with those 2 kills, which is kind of scary. Already here at 10 minutes for ROTM, the gold lead increases just a little bit, but you do get the extra value off of the Hextech Dragons, so not inconsequential perhaps. And Stone just has to fear Bing Bong.
yeah, that doesn't feel as bad as it did a week ago, right? Just because of the bonus stats that a dragon does give, so it's a little less stings a little bit less than it would have a week ago if you would have taken dragon and traded down and kills. But we see once again Okina out here doing Lord's work for Dread, and it's gonna be important for, I think Gid needs to get up to this top side and kind of just help Bing Bong run away with this. They got to create a power point for themselves on the map, and right now bot and mid just aren't it.
Yep, and another solo kill for Bing Bong underneath the tower. That was really nicely done. He knew he had enough health to tank up a couple of extra tower shots and made full use of that. Has to be careful though. Stone Made Soft is walking in. I guess not completely out of vision, so probably can't just straight 1v1 him here.
Nah, I mean, I think I'd favor a Mord at half health over a Fiddlesticks in a 1v1, but it seems Stone understands that and isn't going to do more than just annoy Bing Bong.
Has to be a little careful, but he knows what he's about. Has the point and click fear still to help Bing Bong retreat back to base. So, as you mentioned, the PowerPoint online a little bit. Bing Bong, notably with the pentakill on Olaf last week, Rampage game 3 as well. He's on a little bit of a hot streak and has continued thus far. CH a little bit behind on the Fiora, but can continue scaling in. Just bought a Cull at 12 minutes, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, rush the Merc treads, which is understandable given the amount of AP that we talked about in the early part of the game and the fact that she's behind. She needs a little bit of something to help.
Atlas and Smitty
One,
both here. Aeropox just walks straight into Isolde, though. Hits the Encore. Actually doesn't hit. Isolde was able to dodge it. Flashes over. He picks up 1 kill. Atlas just trying to trade it back, but in comes Gid from the side with a big Moonfall. Bing Bong is here just trying to rip through Yoi on the other side of the fight. Atlas is getting chased down by CH. But it's Bing Bong v3. He's tanking up everything. He finishes off the Fiddlesticks, and now Yoi in his sight. Atlas able to re-enter, hits the Void Seeker, but it's a shutdown going to Bing Bong. And now CH and Dark jumps in. It's a triple kill for Bing Bong. And Atlas and Bing Bong continuing to look for this Fiora. Does Atlas have the last little proc he needs? No, the passive fell off. I don't think he can look for that one. But 4 kills for Return of the Middle Sticks in exchange for 2.
and that's what we were talking about, right? Is we got to play around the PowerPoint for ourselves here on Dread, and it's nice to see.
Minion damage? I don't think it's quite enough. All right, sorry.
No, it's good. It's nice to see the Dread was able to get Okina involved in the rest of the map early, kind of spread that gold lead that he had built for himself. Granted, he keeps most of the gold lead right there in top lane for himself, but able to knock down Team Ambition
Smitty
with the help of.
caught just a little bit, trying to be aggressive on the wards. He can dash out to Gid, but now without half of his health, I don't know that they can really fight for this dragon. I mean, especially all the ults down, you would favor most of the Team Ambition Breeze champions.
And because Silas already has his ult again, because Silas, and then Twitch is about to get spray and pray back. It looks like he just got it back, so I think you give this one up, and they do.
And they do. We get a Mountain Rift for game number 1.
Mountain Rift actually very, very good for the side of Dread if they can maybe not the Rift personally, but the Soul
Yeah,
will be
Yoey in
very
a lot of
valuable.
trouble, has to cleanse the dashboard. Smitty just last hits the kill, unfortunately, away from Atlas. Stun from the Brahm's going to keep him safe. We're going to trade Seraphine ult. Ooh, a good dodge, actually, from Aeropox as he sidesteps that one. It's actually very impressive that he is level in farm with this sold, given the way that this lane has played out.
Yeah, I mean, part of that is the fact that Isolde has been first to roam a couple times where Arrow kind of stayed in lane and was.
Well,
You
Crowstorm
see,
into the bottom lane. Atlas and Smitty just retreating away from the Fiddlesticks. They'll take a little bit of damage. Smitty going to go ahead and interrupt. Dark has to be very careful about how he enters this fight. He could pop just to avoid Seeker from Atlas if it catches him without his shield in time. Oh, I liked that little. Sorry, just the way that he comboed the E with that meant that CH had to choose between riposting either the claw or the Q damage, and he probably wants the Q damage just because it's way more damage than you can turn back during the claw stun. But just that placement I thought was really good from Bing Bong. Little
right,
things.
and CH Gaming isn't really gonna fight you either way, right? And so like, you make him choose which. Basically, you guarantee you're gonna put damage down on him and harass him while he's trying under tower to collect that wave by doing that. So little cheeky things that Bing Bong slash Okina's doing to get himself an advantage there in the top lane.
I do think it's interesting. He's 6-1 and he's gone entirely defensive items. There's no demonic embrace. There's no Rylai's. It looks like in the build path right away at least for him. Maybe that's what the Giants belt's going to build into, but you could also just read this as a straight tank build. So I'm very curious about where he's going to go, especially considering that he has 75% of his team's kills right now, and the other two are on Smitty.
Right. And you gotta have that threat as a Mordekaiser, right? Because if you just go in there straight tank, eventually there becomes a point where a Twitch is just gonna shred you, and he's probably the target that you want to remove. Or a Fiddle wouldn't be terrible if you catch Fiddle mid ult to where he doesn't get to mess with your team. But
Bing Bong being a little aggressive here, Stone hanging around, looking for an opportunity to hit him with the Crow Storm, which he's got ult available, but while you're feared, can't use it, and Fiddle notoriously has a fear and a silence, which um, do make it a little bit difficult to play the game the way you want to, as it turns out.
indeed, I've had to lane against a Fiddle top lane before, and that was
Well, there it is. There's the fear. Doesn't get the silence immediately afterwards. He pulls Fiddle into the Death Realm, which is interesting, perhaps. I think Fiora ulted him out of. No, he ulted him at the start. I'm sorry, I'm just misseeing things. The Claw kill picks up one, and now Bing Bong with the Q flash for the double kill in the top lane. Gank me again, you get Bong binged.
we
I
see Okina up there just gladly being that pressure point for his team, kind of allowing the rest of his team to breathe, um,
That was a
work
very
on
Captain
slowly.
Flowers saying. I'm sorry.
No, I enjoyed it. Like you made me speechless for a couple seconds there. I was like, all right, I see it. But no, he's up there. He's really exerting his will on the map, and it's really buying time for the rest of his team to kind of play catch up for the deficit that they find themselves in on the lower half of the map.
Yeah, Arrow going for the more damage-oriented build with the Leandries. I don't hate it. I don't know. Do you feel like this is a? I mean, it's hard to argue against it when he just chunks through Yoey for half of his health with a Q. But do you feel like this was a good spot for the Leandries?
Um, so generally when you want Leandries, you're building it for the burn and not necessarily the ability haste. I kind of
Bing Bong is just
understand it.
fearlessly walking into the enemy blue buff. He's going to find 3 of them there. Dragon's about to spawn. Atlas looking for his entrance. He does hit a Void Seeker. Stone is in the Death Realm right now with Bing Bong. He doesn't win this fight. He doesn't necessarily lose particularly quickly either, which is maybe an advantage in and of itself. Bing Bong's going to die. He gets shut down by Isolde. Dark is very low, but the other 3 are right on top of Isolde. Gid picks up his first kill of the game with a flashover, and now they're looking for the dive onto Dark. Nope, they're not going to look for the dive onto Dark. I lied. Aeropox is going to clear out the mid lane tower, and it's going to be the Dragon, and now the teleport into top lane for Arrow. Well, he doesn't save the tower, so the efficiency of that teleport could be argued, I think. But regardless, he's here to help clear the minion wave.
Yeah, he probably thought that was going to finish faster, but at the same time, when you look at the health bar of that turret, I think you kind of just concede that one and just understand that you were trading that for Dragon the whole time. But it didn't put him in any danger, and the fact that they got 2 teleports on their team with one of them still available, I don't think it's going to punish them too much.
Yeah,
They
I'm
still
not
have teleports to match, so
I'm not overly worried about it, but it's sometimes the little things that make the difference.
if that POR were a little bit closer in gold, then it could have been scary. The fact that that teleport actually finished and the tower died. So I think he's got to consider himself lucky, given the state of the game, that he didn't end up.
Yeah, we are completely even in overall gold, which isn't to say that there aren't significant gold leads in this game. There's almost 4K advantage in the top lane for Bing Bong. Almost, well, a little over 1 in the bottom lane for Yowie, a little over 2 in the mid lane for Isolde. So that's where your balance kind of works itself out.
The efficiency, I will say this: the efficiency of the Leandries is, as far as the power it provides with the damage, is probably a really good item when you're behind. Just because you get that burn damage that you can constantly apply for the cost of 1 mythic. So if damage is your priority on the Seraphine, then that makes sense. But I'm really hoping we see kind of more supportive items coming out here, given that you already have an AP threat in Diana and Mordekaiser. So
Smitty is just standing in their face, clearing this ward. Takes about half of his health in punishment for it, but does get the ward, and then immediately loses his own that he put in the bush. Very sad. Stone just gonna walk in. I don't know about burning this whole combo, but oh, Atlas can fly in. Never mind. I know about burning that combo. Arrow picks, and Atlas is Agent 007. Regardless, they're tracking down Isolde and Yowie. Moonfall used just trying to lock up the Silas. And good stopwatch from Gid. Atlas is in a little bit of trouble as well. Everybody's golden. We're trying to get the scrap out, but Isolde finishes off 2 kills. CH now walking his way in. It's just a 3-way scrap. Yowie is invisible on the side. Gonna pop out a stealth and look to assassinate Aeropox, and successfully does get that one. Bing Bong pulls Yowie into the didn't pull Yowie into the death realm. It got canceled. Anyway, the knockup from Smitty does land, and Bing Bong v2. Bing Bong is going to win this one and force the members of Team Ambition Breeze off.
So I have to call it out just because I've seen it multiple times now, and it's not just like a one-off mechanical misplay, but it really looks like Gid is not comfortable on this Diana. He keeps shorting a bunch of his Qs. That last fight, he ulted 0 targets, so I don't know if it's the pressure of
So
the
I
meaning of
don't
the game, or if it's...
I don't think it was his ult, the first one. I think it was Isolde's Silas ult, the first one, and then the second one was Gid to try to pull Isolde off of Atlas, and it didn't work because he was in stopwatch. Regardless, it didn't hit any targets, but I think that purpose was a little different. Maybe I saw it wrong, but I don't know.
He could have been predicting the trying to predict the stopwatch when he did it, but
Yeah.
Isolde was already in stasis at the time he ulted, so
The Crow Storm over the wall from Stone is going to try to rip through. Good route, actually, from Aeropox. Turns that one back around. It's the 1-for-1, but they lost Bing Bong, and now Atlas is in a little bit of trouble. Stops for the Void Seeker, and CH almost just jumps onto him. Arrow's still messing around a little bit with Stone in the mid lane, but Gid is in top right now. He's really in no position to walk down and contest. There's still a minute to go. Atlas is playing with fire a little bit, but it looks like he's going to get his chicken dinner that he wanted. He's got to recall, though, and try to reset before this dragon spawns in 45 seconds.
So this is important. The value. I think we started to go in on the point of about how Mountain Soul would be extremely valuable for Dread, specifically just because you have shields and shields on your team and four different champions, five if you include Kai'Sa ult. So when you get a Mountain Soul, it just increases the value of those shields even more because it puts more resistances behind those shields for Breeze to burn through. So this is extremely important soul for Dread to try and get. It would
Yeah,
give them a lot of power heading into the late game.
not to mention all of the individual elemental dragons are about 50% stronger than they were last patch. I still think that that's a little insane, but um, each individual dragon counts that much more. So you're getting, let's hover over 9% armor and magic resist on each dragon. That's a
Yeah,
couple if you're playing along at home. Team Ambition Breeze is trying to do Baron, but they're really getting chunked through, and they cannot finish it in enough time. And now Bing Bong gonna walk in. There's still 11,000 health on it, so the health reset enough that I don't think RotM can just go in and slingshot it back to themselves.
nah, you're just looking to push them off at that point. But
I there was I don't was it a game that we casted where it was the RotM team that started out first, and they abandoned the pit, but the Baron didn't quite deleash, and the enemy team just walked in with it at like 3k and just killed it. I feel like
that,
it was a harvest game that we casted, but
I feel like that was a game we watched last week. Yes.
um, so if it'd been something like that, very opportunistic from Dread to walk in there at the right time, but wasn't quite the right time. It had already started to heal back up.
Not to mention the shield that you get from Mountain Soul, right? Because
Yeah,
a lot of the what Breeze wants to do is that upfront burst with that fiddle and that Silas, right? So by kind of negating that upfront burst and giving yourself a chance to reset the fight a little bit on top of the shields that you have, like I this has got to be priority number one. They're what 4 minutes away from that, and that's going to be a huge power point for the rest of the game.
yeah. I still just like 9% armor and magic resist is kind of insane. They have it twice now, so they have 18% extra. Like, I don't know. I don't know about these dragon changes. It just kind of skews the way I have to think about it. You get 9 ability haste and 9% attack speed on a Hextech dragon, 6% attack damage and ability power. Like, I don't know. Kind
I
of crazy.
under I understand the thought process behind why Riot wanted to do it because so many uh it became such a strategy to ignore the first two Drakes and play for gold and then just fight 3 and 4, right? But like I I think this swings it the other way. I think you just do go back and add a little bit of global gold to it the way it used to be and that makes it more of a thing to fight over. But then that kind of dwarfs the power of the Rift Herald. So I don't envy Riot trying to make these balancing decisions, but it is wild either way. That
Yeah, I think this swung a little too hard the other way. Also, the Rift Herald changes are just wild, which we didn't get to talk about at all because neither team really prioritized Rift Herald this game. Bing Bong and Isolde gonna 1v1 in the Death Realm. Isolde has the second Death Realm, which flips the stats notably, but doesn't actually transport them anywhere else. Aeropox will come in and just pick up the kill casually, and CH... Was that a second Death Realm? What is happening?
I don't think Bing
He
Bong
didn't
used
use it the first
his.
time? Okay.
That was just Isolde.
Oh, were we in Isolde's Death Realm?
Yes.
Okay. I saw the icon like next to the ability name looked a little different. Okay, yeah, Bing Bong obviously has Death Realm because he's pulled Yoi into it, and that's a cheeky flash. I was hiding. Not hiding particularly well, as Smitty is trying to collapse on him. The Q from Bing Bong will track him down. Stone just tries to get in with the Crow Storm and now has to flash out the other side. Knock up. Nice dodge from Stone. I don't think it's enough to save him, but appreciate the dancing shoes that he had on, and it's 3 kills for Return of the Middle Sticks and potentially the Baron.
And this is where Fiddle gets hard to play, right? When things become less predictable and more chaotic, it's hard to find a good spot to get your ult off, right? And so, uh, by getting picks and just continuing to chase down one after one, Dread's playing the fight the way that benefits their composition more than.
Objective bounties are turning on? Alright.
Uh, oh, 3K elite. I guess they do have 3 dragons too,
It's
which
a
like
3K
factors
plus
in
the 2 dragons, but like this feels like the
the
2
old.
patches ago or 3 patches
Yeah,
ago or
yeah,
whenever
yeah,
they made
yeah.
that first change. The last time it felt like we were sitting base defense mode 12k gold lead and the objective timers objective bounties were just about to turn on. And yeah, I don't know. Algorithm seems really weird, but what isn't weird in a Riot game anymore? I guess I shouldn't say that. Like Wild Rift is great apparently, like very few issues. And LOR doesn't have that many. So it's really just League of Legends. I think even Valorant's all right.
Uh, I just started playing Legends of Runeterra, by the way, the card game, and I haven't really got much beyond the rogue adventure part where you just verse AI and you power build your deck as you go. But
See, the
I'm having fun with that.
the Rogue Adventure part is the part that I play. Well, I used to play. I uninstalled it so that I could install Elden Ring, and I haven't reinstalled it because I wanted to put it on my solid state, and for some reason, Legends of Runeterra had to be on my solid state. I wasn't really sure why that had to be, but I think every Riot game has to be now.
Hmm.
But anyway, Bing Bong's walking in. They got a dragon. They got a kill during all that time frame. Nothing like super noteworthy. Just a Mountain Soul after getting the pick on uh, Dark. But Isolde going in with the big Moonfall, but not really getting turned around. Aeropox is going to be the first one to fall. There's a lot of crowd control happening. Bing Bong is just tanking up the tower, and there's Gid's Moonfall to try to turn it around. CH gets pulled back in. It's a triple kill for Atlas on the doorsteps of the base, and Bing Bong still is tanking the mid lane turret. That whole time, he was being free hit by the inhibitor tower, and the man did not care. Uh, you know what noise the turret sound makes while he's doing that? It's just making the bing bong sound. It's just encouraging him more and more as the Nexus is going to fall in game number 1, and Dread takes an unexpected 1-0 lead.
That power of the mountain Drake we saw in that last fight, they sent everything as a last ditch effort. They knew they were up against it. They had one kind of shot left, and props to them for recognizing that they weren't going to probably slow play their way back to a victory. But even still, their diving death ball really only killed Aeropox because the power of the mountain. So and Bing Bong put that on full display by tanking 5 people and the turret at the same time. So
Yeah, really impressive game from Bing Bong. The rest of the lads got on track eventually. Look at the damage chart. I have to show this on stream. What do I have that can show it? Oh, this is gonna look funky on the stream, but bear with me. Um, Look at this damage. I'll pull up a graph. Oh, that graph's broken. You just get the numbers. Okay. 42,003 damage from Bing Bong. And the next highest person in the game is Atlas at 16. That's 2.5 times as much damage as anyone else in the game.
I mean, you want to look at it in all sorts of weird ways. He did as much damage as the top half of the map combined for the side of Breeze. So
He did as much damage as the whole team.
yeah, almost.
10, 15, that's, yeah, 25,
He
43. No, he did as much damage as the entire enemy team. It's like 43 to 44,000 compared to 42,000.
53.
Oh, 53? Okay.
Yeah,
I'm shorting
roughly.
him. I'm shorting him a little, but
Yeah. But you can take almost any 4 members
no, I'm not.
and Bing Bong.
No, that's 30. Okay. I swear. No, that's 30. And that's oh. I swear I do math for a living. My god. All right. COVID brain got me like anyway, we'll be right back with game 2.
I mean, it says it right there. It said,
Does it have a total damage number?
yeah.
Oh. my bad.
Oh wait, never mind. I'm sorry. Now I'm trolling because that's gold. But it's weird because the gold was about the same as the damage. So
Anyway, Harvest had a rough game one. They lost 30 kills to 7 on the Aegis mainstream. I have it up on my phone. I don't know how Crowstorm's doing. I guess I could check in on them. I do have a phone. Crowstorm's pretty even, it looks like. They're a little behind in game one, but they're 7 to 11.
they're still within punching distance. It
Yeah.
sounds like.
Breeze wants red side. They want to run it back on red.
Probably looking to get themselves a more manageable matchup into Okina. Although they did pick the Fiora into the Mord, so they picked that for themselves, and
That was
Okina just didn't care.
That was their last pick as well, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that was their R5. So. Starting next week, it's gonna get chaotic for you, huh?
It's not
Got
any
in the
more
Middle East.
chaotic, because I don't want to say it this way. We're probably going to start dropping teams here in the next couple of weeks. So next week and maybe the week after will be a little crazy.
Well, yeah, I just meant like as you got the overlap of Aegis playoffs with the start of MSL, that 1 or 2 weeks is gonna be chaotic. So.
I didn't realize you weren't in here. Whoops. Get out of here. Bing Bong. New. He's the homie today, I guess.
He got a good laugh at me, and so he's trying to do it again. That's what it is.
Nobody else got me. I know Bing Bong got me.
I didn't get the link.
I can send it to you.
Okay.
They haven't actually started yet, so. And even if they did, you're missing some bands, whatever. You'll catch up.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in you. All right, let's look. What the Crowstorm doing? Ooh, this fight does not look good for them. Ooh, that in fact looked quite bad for them. All right, well maybe I shouldn't have. They immediately started to lose as soon as I turned that on. Let me go back to Harvest. We'll curse them instead.
They got the. Not that you want any ROTM team to lose, but out of the 3, right? They got the least to lose, right? So.
Yeah, I think they're locked for playoffs regardless. Maybe there's a weird scenario if they bomb it, but they have a lot of game wins and they have head-to-head over the team below them, so I think they're safe. Be nice to see them have a little bit better of a game than the one that they had, but yeah. Anyway, we're into draft for game number 2. We haven't stopped talking, because why would we? Sivir and Gwen returning to the ban list. Zeri.
Maybe the boys in Dread are gonna feel sorry for us after last week, and they'll just do a quick 2-0, get us out of here nice and early tonight.
Well, I mean, the fact that we didn't have to sit around for, well, quote unquote, sit around for an hour and a half before the first game started.
Oh yeah, that definitely helps shorten your night. So.
Yeah. So like, regardless, we go 3. It still is going to be shorter. Okay, so the sauce is apparently to ban Okina. That's 3 bans against him, which was different from last game. It does leave up the Seraphine, which was the B1 last game. It also leaves up Gid's Kane, and I don't remember. Do you have the draft link from last game?
I do not. I closed that one.
Okay. Well, I don't remember 100%, but maybe it'll jog my memory when I see something picked and I'm like, oh yeah, that was banned, because that seems to be how it works. Anyway, don't get COVID, by the way. It just completely fries your brain. Like, you think you remember things and then you can't. and then you look really stupid while you're trying to remember things that you should know.
But back when Omnicron was first out, the second variant or whatever,
Yeah.
I was
Oh, Delta
probably
was
the
the second variant.
oh yeah. Delta, you're right, you're right.
Omicron's the new in quotation marks one that I probably got. Um, anyway,
Omnic yeah, sorry. We'll talk about that when we have 3 minutes to fill
yeah.
after. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so Aphlios and Renata Glask are a bottom lane that will be happening in this video game. And that's going to leave Twitch open for Atlas if he wants it. His Jin's still open. Honestly, he's got pretty open selection of whatever he wants. No Zeri, no Sivir. I like the Twitch a decent amount, but if you get caught by Handshake, that can be rough. But Atlas wants to lock it in, so why not? Oh, are we going cat on a rat? That would be special.
The submarine cat.
Arrow linked me last draft. Lucian was the other ban, by the way.
Good guy, Arrow, keeping us informed and up to date.
Also means he's watching the stream, which I don't think he's supposed to do, but whatever. The NASA's hover. Trinamir? Okay. Alright, those are honestly the two champions I hate playing against most in top lane. Maybe that's not true, because Vayne and Quinn exist, but like regular top laners, right?
Gnar. Gnar also exists.
Oh, I don't care about Gnar. No, I'll fight Gnar. Not like all the time, but give me the Gnar. Malphite. Maldarok Phytomus for CH. Guess theoretically could be for Stone, but I don't know why you would put your jungler on Malphite in the patch of our Lord 12-14.
Not to mention, you kind of pick Malphite to just be a wall to make Trinamir's life slow him down, right? So, I mean, just going stock right there, plus the options it gives you for engage later on if you do team fight. It's not just a pure lane answer for the Trinamir. It does have power in a team fight, so.
Yeah, now already you have a lot of interesting combos with the Aphelios, the Renata, and the Malphite. You have the option to engage, you have the option to counter engage, you have the option to run away from a fight if you need to. Rakan and Yuumi going to be banned. I actually don't know that somebody has played Yuumi. I'd be kind of surprised. It doesn't feel like it falls very far into his wheelhouse, but respect Cat on a Rat. Get rid of that. I really don't know about Cat on a Rat with Seraphine. That seems a little excessive, but Akali and Silas banned away from Breeze. I always see Tab just as the abbreviation. And there's their Grandmasters team is Team Ambition Black. I always think about that, but it's Breeze this time. There's also a TA Book Club that's in Platinum. They have a lot of teams now.
Well, for about the next 2 minutes, they're going to be Team Ambition tees for a shout out to Okina for
tees.
Gonna make it a thing now. At least in the Pro Links draft, I'm just gonna
nice.
go with,
yeah, I have an overlay over it on the stream, so I don't get to see it. And I'm casting entirely off of my own window. The Warwick gonna be locked in for Kid. Yeah, that's why when teams aren't like lined up in order, I'll sometimes ask stupid questions like which team is on which side, even though they're probably very clearly labeled in the draft. Zyra being hovered for Aeropox, which would put the Seraphine into bottom for Smitty. I don't know that I like that as much, but it's going to be locked in. So the Blind Zyra mid lane from Aeropox, the special. This is a collection of champions.
Yeah. I think you're definitely going for a 1-4, right? But then that 4, I don't think you're outright trying to fight. I think you're just looking for picks, and with the Twitch and the Warwick, maybe the Zyra with the grasping roots, but
Veigar feels like it punishes Zyra pretty hard, and that's going to be locked in for Sold.
You get to, if you kill a plant with your Q, does it count?
Yeah, but it also doesn't do enough damage to outright kill them, especially because of the durability update. Yeah, you'd have to really plan it out, but yeah, you can stack them.
I'm just saying, technically, there's extra stacks available for the Vigar than you would normally see in a laning phase because of plants, but realistically, it's probably not going to play out like that. So
Yeah, it's not the Malzahar Voidlings, which you can actually one-shot, which is kind of disgusting. Um,
yeah, how is it that that is not as a top laner that hates playing against Yorick, but also as a former mid laner who played a lot of Malzahar? How has that not been equalized between those two champions with pets? Like, why is it not the same with Voidling? Either make them one-shottable or make Malzahars a little bit more durable.
I
That's all
don't.
I'm saying. One or
Well,
the other.
that and I don't remember which patch recently, but one of the patches recently they went through and did that like durability to pets update, and the entire list of pets was Tibbers, Daisy, and Zyra plants. Like, no love for Shackle boxes, no love for um,
They
Malzahar
updated Yorick.
Voidlings, no love for Yorick Ghouls. They
They
updated
did
Yorick,
update Yorick Ghosts.
did they?
They gave them, I believe, movement speed, which because LS was talking about the one thing that that did is the quiet buff with that is it usually keeps them in range for one extra auto attack. So it is a small buff for Yorick. They also, I think, upped the maiden's health. They made Yorick more annoying because he kind of fell off really hard after the durability patch, and no top laner except Yorick mains cried about it. Then they decided to bring him back to relevance in solo queue at least. But yeah, Yorick, Gnar, and Alawi, that's the holy trinity of annoying top lane champions to me.
No, mine is Nasus Tryndamere. And I'll throw Quinn in there because she doesn't actually have a home. I,
Yeah,
I hate fighting Vayne more than Quinn, but yeah. No, we have cute nicknames for uh, Vayne and Quinn amongst my group of friends, and they're both based off of a German dictator's name that I don't think you can say on Twitch anymore. So
okay, yeah, yeah. Uh, those are really terrible champions to lane against. I just take solace in the fact that like if I can go somewhat neutral against a Quinn, I'm just way more valuable than them. Whereas like a Gnar is still valuable. Alawi's always going to be annoying. Yorick's always going to be annoying. So like, there is a world where Quinn becomes useless, and so I just copium that whenever I play against those, and so that's why the other three are my holy trinity of I hate this champion in top lane.
all right, so you started playing uh, you started playing Legends of Runeterra recently. Do you have a card you really like for no
Um,
reason? Some card art we're getting into.
so I haven't really got to play with a lot of the champions yet, just the ones that like you get to pick up on your little like the rogue life guardian journey or whatever. But I really like I want to say misfortune.
Okay.
Just like how easy it is to use that card, because I think you're gonna always favor a champion as being one of your favorite cards, right? So like, I think misfortune's probably the one I've used to the most success. Um, I remember I first played it when I first came out, and I was a big fan of Gangplank, but I don't remember too much. I'm not a huge Legends of Runeterra guy. I'd have to go ask Akado to give me a brush up on what deck is the hotness right now. So,
All right. Well, the best card in the game is Swole Squirrel, and I'll hear no other arguments. um, there was one I liked that came out not too long ago. Oh, it's one of the follows with Bard. It's like Bird the Wandering or something like that. He's very
yeah,
cute. But
I haven't got I haven't got into Bard yet. So,
yeah. No, Swole Squirrel is the boy. He's a homie.
okay, I'll have
Um,
to keep a lookout for Swole Squirrel.
he's he's very swole. You mix him with the purple berry drink or purple berry shake, I think is what it's called, and that's a good time.
Okay.
This isn't like a good card, to be entirely clear. It's just the best one.
Um, I remember back when, like I said, I played like right when they first released it, when it was open beta, or I guess, whatever. Uh, and I sunk all my dust and all my everything into Ezreal Karma because it was like the most broken deck or whatever at the time, and so
Yeah.
that's all I remember. I don't even know if that deck's still good, but I have an Ezreal Karma deck ready to go. So other than that, I just play the Guardians mode. So
But yeah. Everyone Google Swole Squirrel right now. Look at the absolute size of this unit.
okay, that I get why that is up there on the card rankings. So the artwork alone gives it like +5 value. So
Yeah. Anyway, it's game two. Oh, I didn't even change the scoreboard this whole time. I've been slacking. Um, game two. RTM won game one. It was a tight game for a long time. And then RTM just kind of broke it open off of the back of Bing Bong. This time he's on the Tryndamere, doesn't have the same team fighting prowess that a Mordekaiser does, but the same potential to swing the game, and we'll see if he can do it, especially into a hard matchup into the Malphite.
yeah, E, that Malphite ground slam, uh, gonna be the bane of Bing Bong this game. So we'll have to see how CH Gaming navigates that. If Gid can get up there and get Tryndamere a lead, though, it can get out of control before CH Gaming has the items necessary to withstand the onslaught of Tryndamere. Because even through a ground slam, if you don't have enough resistances, he will eventually whittle you down by smacking your face, running back, pressing Q, smacking your face, running back, pressing Q, and just winning the war of attrition. So it's really going to be important for CH Gaming to get to those item breakpoints. Both of those champions, actually. So
I don't know about the Marble Malphite skin, right? Like if you're going for an unironically bad skin, you have to go Shamrock, right? I don't know that
for
Marble hits the same sort
I
of
think
high for me, you know?
I like Marble in game.
Okay.
I think the splash is terrible. I agree, but if you look at it in game, it's a nice looking. It's almost like a chroma at this point. So, but it's not a bad chroma for the price of a skin.
Yeah, I mean it's not even it's 520, like it's almost just the price of a chroma, right?
True.
If it's still available. I doubt it's still available. That's probably one of the ones they took out of the store.
Vaulted.
Yeah.
Yeah, they vaulted it.
Isolde has the Fury Horn cosplay Vigar. That's a solid choice. I like
Um,
the base pink. It's always nice as well.
the the astronaut Vagar is the one I hate playing against the most.
Yeah, that one always feels like the E hitbox doesn't match up quite the same way that it should. That and the new like mythic pay to win final boss chroma.
Oh
That
yeah,
just
yeah.
pops up super weird out of the ground. I don't know what it is about that skin, but I cannot dodge the cage on it. It's just guaranteed that I will walk into it.
The coloring also on the astronaut Vagar one isn't as distinguished against the background as all the other baby cages. So astronaut Vagar is, in my opinion, the pay to win Vagar skin.
Ooh, Atlas with a big leash. We'll see. Gid always has to play this game. No, Gid! Okay. That boy got to 1.
One,
And
yeah.
the Twitch poison fell off at 7.
He played a dangerous game,
That was a
and
very dangerous game that Gid was playing, but he survives it somehow.
I mean, your Twitch gets a nice hot start to the game if that happens, right? All of a sudden, he just pops up with red buff in lane, and you go nuts. Or
Yeah, but if you're going buff to buff on Warwick and looking to gank very early and get your Malphite or your Tryndamere ahead, you probably don't want to lose your
Level 2,
Your level
yeah.
2 seems important. That's a really good handshake by Dark after they hit level 2 in the bottom lane. Gonna force Atlas and Smitty back. And now CH is pushing, which is a dangerous for him, whether he knows it or not. This is actually a very fast clear from Stone because he hasn't gone to the other side of the map. Bing Bong initiating a trade, trying to show us level 2 Tryndamere things. He gets one crit, and Gid is walking in, trying to hit the Fear. Flash, Fear, auto, it's first blood for Gid.
That's what you want to see, right? You want that Tryndamere to. We were talking about it in the lobby, waiting to get in the game. About this is going to be all about item break points and who hits him faster. Because if that Tryndamere falls behind, he's not going to be a very useful champion. He's going to basically get stonewalled by the Malphite. But great job to go ahead and get him a lead.
Yeah, it is just the one assist. It'll be a little bit of CS at the end of the day as well, assuming he doesn't die to something stupid here. This is going to be the experience for Aeropox, unfortunately, I think. It's really hard to play outside of the range of Baby Cage as Zyra, I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah, that lead wasn't actually there yet. It doesn't manifest itself until that first buy when you get a better component to come back to lane with, as we see. Shopping with boots and a dagger instead of just a cloth armor.
Yeah, and the thing about top lane that top laners will usually tell you that first death doesn't really matter too much. You teleport back, it's fine. If you're one of those teleport or you're one of those champions that doesn't take teleport, then you panic a little bit at that first one. But CH has his teleport. He's right back in there. He didn't drop a single wave, so that first one doesn't matter. But if Gib comes back up there and he dies again, that one hurts. That one's the one where you get very turbo far behind.
Right, and the fact that Bing Bong only got the assist gold and not the full kill gold, you don't feel super bad yet as CH Gaming, just because, like you said, the teleport kind of helped to equalize that. And the Tryndamere doesn't really have all-in pressure yet. He's just going to whittle you down and try to win the war of attrition, so you're still in an okay spot.
Yep, exhaust coming down from Dark, making sure that Atlas can't get full damage. But there's the expunge anyway. Yoi walked up just a little bit too far, but he's got his Healy gun, so he'll feel okay.
Good job by CH Gaming, just starting a slow push, getting it. Oh, he didn't check it all the way in the tower, so
Yeah,
that would have been a good opportunity to
I
get
don't
a
know that he
reset.
can, because you have to really worry about Gid being back up there on that timing. Theoretically, after like a full clear, he could be back up there. But now CH is doing the thing. Good poke from Aeropox underneath the tower. He's falling behind in CS, but he is going to force the Veigar back, it looks like. Who needs CS, right?
Oh, Okina able to stall that last 3 caster minions in order to maintain a freeze up there if he wants it, so...
Smitty doing a little bit of roams. They actually find Stone um, just hanging around near mid lane, which should give them a lot of insight as to what he's been up to the last, well, little bit in this game. He's got a 2 camp lead, it looks like, on Gid as a result of that early gank, but the kill will more than equalize that, so Gid will feel fine. Level 6 is hitting the top lane. CH is out of mana, so this gets a little bit scary, and Bing Bong has his ultimate if he really wants to walk underneath the tower. But I don't think he can quite do that just yet.
No, he's gonna do the slow push himself and get a good free recall off, which is more, you know, right now it's important to both top laners with CH not having his teleport, but that becomes even more important for Bing Bong to get good back timings off on a champion without teleport. So, well played by him. Realizing he's not going to get much done underneath that tower and just taking the free recall.
Yeah, first by Berserker Greaves is kind of interesting. I wonder what CH is going to go for. He's going to try to fix his mana problems with the tier, and he buys the Ninja Tabby. That seems reasonable. There's not really anything to talk about in mid lane. They're shoving it back and forth, and slowly Isolde is winning. Bot lane, we're also just kind of shoving back and forth, and that one's very even. They're both pretty happy to just do their thing. And the jungler's kind of chilling for right now. Gid Well, Stone has just wanted to farm. He wants to turbo up to 6, as you kind of expect on the Fiddle. I've been a little more surprised that Gid hasn't looked for another gank, but just hasn't really seen the opportunity, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, both bot lanes scale about equally well. Obviously, mid lane does not scale in your favor as Dread, but the
Oh,
utility is what you're looking
Aeropox
for
is
from
looking
his.
for the solo. He finds his soul and gets the flash out away from the Crow Storm. That's a lot invested into that gank, and Aeropox comes out ahead.
Yeah, I think you're willing to trade your flash to get a kill and escape a gank and not trade back 1 for 1. So very well played by Aeropox, taking advantage of the situation. The greed from his ult, trying to step up too far to set up that gank, and that's the advantage of being the only Zyra mid player
Just the only one.
around. Yeah.
He's actually just the only one ever. Um, this is happening. This is crits and the heal. There it is. Now he lost his crit chance. This gets a little scary because here's Stone. Pops the ult just to run away from the Fiddlesticks. I think he's fine. He's definitely fine. But
Yeah,
had
you
to burn
just
both summoner spell. Well, I guess not. I guess it's just the flash. Huh. Alright, well.
you're feeling good if you're Okina though. The fact that you're already putting this much pressure on the Malphite, it feels good for you. Man, I don't know. I'm at a loss for words on that one. It's just a boring matchup, to be honest, because it's guy exerting pressure versus guy absorbing pressure, and that's what that's going to be all game long. And
Yeah, it's noteworthy in that doesn't ever flip like a lot of top lane matchups do. There's not like a break point where Malphite starts winning. He just loses the whole game. And it's a matter of to which degree does he lose. And if at any point he starts winning, the game is over because Tryndamere no longer gets to play.
right, and then we see other than that kind of
I like these
misstep.
rotations up from Smitty. He's going to help Gid and Bing Bong take down the Rift Herald. And now there's an option mid. Look at where Atlas has worked himself to. He's on a kind of a cheeky back timer after shoving in that bottom wave, and Yoey and Dark might not be expecting that their Twitch is mid. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to find a hole. Oh, maybe he is. Isolde walks toward him, trying to find the trade kill, but it's not there. Atlas takes the kill, and now they have a potential to just drop the Rift Herald and blow open this mid lane tower if they want to.
Really good run by Atlas. Also, really good job avoiding getting stunned by the baby cage, so he could get all that damage off.
Gid, of course, wants to fight somebody. He sees the fiddlesticks and wants to go in, and that's all the plates. It gets split among 4 people, so it's not as high value as some of the other charges and turret plates are. But look at where that mid lane tower is. That's ripe to fall here soon.
Uh, so meanwhile, Yui is in the bot lane getting some free farm. He answered back a couple plates of his own, so he's going to come back really strong as well. And we're going to have to see how this Twitch versus Ophelio scaling goes, because Twitch able to get that kill gold in some of the split plates, whereas Yui got a lot of individual gold in the bot lane. So
Yeah, no ult on his... Or I guess he still has Primordial Burst. Never mind. I thought he used it on the Twitch during that last engage, but instead walks in looking for Aeropox. The Crowstorm over the wall, just a little bit late, but the solo kill for Isolde. And now you have to watch the CS disadvantages for Aeropox and Gid maybe start to take their toll as they're ahead a couple of kills. They're ahead the Dragon. They've made a lot of positive plays. They're going to get maybe a trade kill in mid here. Nicely done by Gid. But yeah, up 3 kills, and they're only up 500 gold right now.
Gold probably cursing the game right now because he just barely missed stunning Gid out of his ultimate with that baby cage, but
Good charm from Smitty to try to equalize, but the counter Moonlight Vigil from Yoey finds the kill in the bottom lane. Tower is burst open in mid lane, I guess, is where that happens. So a little bit of exchanges across the map. Bing Bong doing the Tryndamere thing. Very
I
exciting.
mean,
Very well. Gid is about to fight a 1v4, and he doesn't quite know it. Smitty's there to try to help him, but he's stuck in the cage and has nowhere to go. It's a shutdown, and Yoey now has picked up 2 kills.
So I get having the mana problems on the Malphite, but the thing I hate about building that tier right is that it really delays what you're able those item power points, because the Holy Trinity is plated steel caps, Warden's Mail, and Bramble Vest, and that's how you slow a Trinimir down in the early game. 1800 gold, and you just, or I guess it would be with the plated steel caps, you're looking at 3k, and you get 3 extremely important components against a Trinimir, and he just has delayed that so hard with the way he's building.
Ooh, Aeropox didn't quite have the range on those plants. And had his hold been trapped inside those plants, I think that's a solo kill. Instead, he's going to eat a casual 4/5 of his health from his sold encounter, and Atlas walks directly into the Fiddlesticks. I don't think he really wanted to do that, right over the pink ward. Couple of little missteps here in the last couple of minutes from ROTM have allowed Team Ambition Breeze to get right back into it, to hang around in gold count, and we discussed how much easier their team comp is to play, or maybe we didn't like implicitly say that, but their team comp is much easier to play the longer this game goes.
Indeed. I You have a equally scaling bot lane. You have the scaling advantage in the jungle, and you have the scaling advantage in the mid.
Oh,
If you
Atlas
are
is
Team
going to
Ambition.
find the kill on Disold. The Infinite Duress finds Stone as well. The Fear sends him fleeing. Gid picks up that kill, and 2 kills right off the hop off of that Dragon take from Team Ambition. Going to help kind of staunch the bleeding a little bit, but Yoey and Dark will finish off the bottom lane tower in exchange.
Wish they wouldn't have reset there. I wish they would have gone ahead and tried to push that wave into the tower and at least threaten it. Maybe pull some of that pressure out of bot lane, or at least trade. Threaten the trade. But we'll get clean resets off and able to be back on the map at the time that they want to be.
Yeah, now Atlas, some important buys, has the Blade of the Ruined King, has a stopwatch as well in his inventory, which we'll have to keep an eye and see if he gets as much value as Stone got out of his in game number 1. Stone also has his activated now as well.
I'm really interested to see if Gid's gonna build the Gale Force for the extra mobility on Tryndamere. If he's gonna go for the Kraken Slayer, given that he's into the Malphite, the Kraken Slayer would make a lot of sense for the individual matchup. But being able to navigate around a Fiddle Fear with that Gale Force could be extremely important too.
Gid has found Dark just walking into the bush in top lane, and that's maybe not where he wants to be. A good ult. Oh, the Seraphine ult goes a little bit wide, but they'll get a nice root onto Stone. He'll buy time with the stopwatch, but that's just going to eventually lead to his death. And Smitty is still looking for more. The Flash Ignite Q finds the kill onto CH Gaming. Meanwhile, Atlas ganks his hold in the bottom lane, and ROTM finds 3 kills across map.
So ROTM doing what they got to do, not fighting even fights, just creating guerrilla warfare across the map and spreading them out and looking for the strength of their individual champions rather than the collective effort. And I think that's how they want to continue to play the rest of this game as well.
Yep, and now Sheila in their sights. I don't know that they have a great target for Sheila, but you might as well pick it up if you can. Atlas, I'm going to get the teleport out of CH. Just to head down to that bottom lane and protect the tier 1. I don't know about the value of that teleport necessarily, but he is kind of nipping the eventual flip from Bing Bong in the bud ahead of time.
You just give it to Bing Bong, right? I mean, if you don't have a good tower target, you just give it to Bing Bong and increase the threat he has in the side lane, right? He's already controlling the side lanes. He's making Malphite farm under turret, and
And now
we do see
Malphite
him
can't.
accept the Kraken Slayer, so
And now Malphite can't teleport into a fight that might happen. Granted, the never mind. I was gonna say it's an air dragon, but it isn't. The emblem is still bugged in these esports timers. So this is a Hextech dragon. Don't be fooled. So yeah, you start losing Hextech dragons, and that'll cost you the extra attack speed and ability haste on Tryndamere. Oof. That's a
as well as the free static shock
well,
static give proc, correct? That you get from.
if you get the
Oh wait,
soul, yeah.
yeah.
I do think it'd be neat if they had a dragon with a little bit more of an active effect rather than just a passive stat bonus. Right away, at least.
Oh yeah, something that kind of does like what the Infernal Soul does, but it doesn't get you the extra stats. Just gives you that extra chunk of damage every X seconds or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know that you could co-op that because it'd be too similar to Infernal or Hextech Soul anyway. Aeropox getting caught just a little bit, able to escape the pressure. Smitty just standing and delivering on Isolde. The Infinite Duress coming in onto Isolde. Gonna finish him off. He gets taken into the fight or die, but he does get the reset. Finishes him off a second time, but Bing Bong and Atlas are on the top side looking for Yoey, trying to track down the Aphelios. They get the killing spree. Gid dives on in. They lose Aeropox, but Gid flashes over the wall for Dark and finishes him off. Smitty fell on the other side of the fight. Bing Bong is fighting a 1v2 against CH and the Fiddlesticks. I don't think he necessarily wins this one. They're trying to kite out with his ult, gets the heal back, and now Atlas is able to rejoin the fray. But in comes the Crow Storm in the fear over the top onto Atlas. He's got the stopwatch. Bing Bong walks in and unfortunately dies. Gid is still full health, trying to scrap his way out. Atlas finishes it off. He's got one hit left, and Gid is going to track down Stone and finish off the ace. Atlas has approximately 2 health, and Gid is still full, so they'll start on the dragon.
Maris the rap god over the last 2 minutes over here. Like, that fight was so crazy. It was spread out. It felt like it was 2 or 3 different fights happening all at the same time, just in the same area. And
Oh,
that's the way Dread wants to play it, right? They drop Herald. I'm assuming that was the old I'm gonna sweep and
oop.
forgot I had Herald maneuver.
Yeah, either that or it was about to time out. I don't know exactly what the timing was on that, I'll be honest, but
I don't.
either way, it got the scout. I think it got the charge in, judging by how low that tower is, so you can't really be upset about that one, even though it does give a little local gold over to Assault.
Yeah, definitely interesting that that's the way it went down, but you can't argue results. It did exactly what you want a Herald to do, and that's chunk a tower for damage. So maybe not optimal, but definitely have seen worse. So
Alright,
the nice
sorry, go ahead.
the nice thing as a spectator for Hextech maps is the potential exists for some crazy gate plays, right? And that's the one thing I like about Hextech Soul more than the Soul itself is the map changes. Like, I like the gates. I'm a gates gamer, so
Yeah, I'm in the very small minority that wishes they'd kind of iterated on the Chemtech map. Um, I think the Chemtech Soul was kind of disgusting and needed to go, but I think that the general idea of the map. Never mind. We don't get to talk about it. Stone's here. The fear on Aeropox, he's dead. He's in no man's. Never mind, he's fine. He's got the flash over the wall. Smitty just trying to get a soldier on out of there, but a couple more autos from Yoey will finish him off. Infinite Duress over the top. Gid's willing to scrap for this one, and it's a spread out fight. They don't have Bing Bong available, but Gid is just fighting 1v4 and successfully winning. He finds the kill onto Dark and is able to escape out the other side with that Jaws of Death, I think is the Q. As many times
it's
as I've
war.
cast Gid Warwick, I should know the name of his Q, but
Yeah,
Atlas is looking
the
for the re-engage. He's got the ult available if he can swing that one in. There's no Malphite ult. Yoey chunked pretty low, but is able just to fight his way out, and his soul teleports in for the primordial burst kill. Bing Bong is here. Can't quite walk through that. He's still got his ult to try to kite out. Has the dash. Can he find Yoey? Can he find the heal? He'll get both, but can he get out now? He's got the E back over the wall. Is sold. Chasing him down with the Predator, but Bing Bong is very fast. Now trapped inside the baby cage, uses his poultry shout just to try to slow him up. Dashes back the other way, gets a couple of extra fruits, but he's going to die before he can get to Smitty.
um weird he spun back in. I guess he was trying to mind game him, but I feel like if he would after that baby cage went down, if he would have just spun out towards top, he probably could have gotten out. But
I I don't know. I think that they can eventually chase him down. I think it was more trying to get to Smitty, who is coming from the other side, but it was a long shot. I don't know. I don't want to read too much into the mindset of the little walks forward.
true. Something you
Regardless,
notice in the moment where
yeah.
and
Regardless, it's a
that's
2,000 gold lead for Return of the Middle Sticks. They're feeling relatively comfortable, but you have to worry. Yoey is very strong. Isolde built an Archangel staff, which is kind of interesting. Not the typical Vagar build right now.
I'm having lag, so I unfortunately am
All right.
gonna be behind you a little bit. I think I'm at 22:05.
Can you catch up? I'm at 22:25, 26.
Yep. Nah,
Okay.
it was internet lag, so I'm not able to catch up on this one. Uh, I will quickly restart my client and see if that helps.
Okay.
Well,
Well, Gid's gonna get caught here. Big Bong trying to collapse in. It's a huge Crow Storm, though, from Stone. Now the re-engage from ROTM. The Berserk is doing so much work, though. Dark's ult ripping through, but Atlas and Gid trying to kite back. They're staying alive right now for ROTM. Atlas eventually falls, but Gid is still doing so much damage. He rips through CH, and it's the 1v1 between the junglers. It's a triple kill for Smitty on the Seraphine. And now Gid is fighting Stone in great jungular combat. And it looks like Stone is just going to have to retreat. It's a no contest. Oh, maybe Gid can still catch him. He's got the speed boost. The Q, the ace for Gid.
It's quietly having himself one heck of a game on this Warwick. 9-2-7 after that fight. Playing off his team's pressure really well and just kind of finishing up fights. Doing the best he can to like single targets out one at a time instead of getting sucked into this 5v5 that Team Ambition wants to do. And ROTM so far has navigated the fights that way pretty well. And
Teleport
kind
in
of
from CH. Dark is here just trying to disrupt everything. But with Yowie and CH here, Gid is just going to choose to try to burn down the dragon on the backside. Smitty and Bing Bong fighting on the front. They do take down Yowie, but he does get the reset. Gid just jumps forward with the infinite duress, takes him down. But now the rest of the team is collapsing from the side. Atlas and Smitty trying to kite back around. Aeropox is low. Isolde trying to kite. He doesn't get the primordial burst off, so Aeropox lives. And Atlas gets thrown into Smitty, but CH is the only one there left to do damage. Meanwhile, Stone is able to rejoin the fight from the top. It's a double kill for the Malphite. Gid is still fighting away. It's getting Aeropox versus Stone on the map right now. And we've seen this 1v1 before with Gid trying to chase down the Fiddlesticks. But ROTM comes out with another slight team fight win, 4-for-3.
Yeah, really impressed with how Dread's playing this right now. Just doing exactly what they have to do, and that's trying to separate the fight as much as
The
possible.
Flash Fear,
Not letting
Aeropox
them...
gets the root. They're looking for the pick onto Stone now. One more little bit of damage. The burn from the red buff is enough from Gid to find the kill. So it's a very delayed... It's not even an ace because everybody else is back up. But they get the 5th kill that they were looking for. And it's a mess on the map. Everything is messy in this game, as it turns out. But RTM just eking away slight advantages.
But yeah, they're doing a great job pulling this fight apart and not letting the AoE team fight from Ambition find high value by hitting multiple members,
Oh.
right? 2 or 3 at a time, and that's like a really good scenario. They're not getting a full team-wide value out of their AoE
Atlas looking in
ultimates.
for the spray and pray. Gets a lot of damage down onto Yowie, but it's immediately turned around on. Nice ult from Dark to be able to stall that one out. And Yowie picks up his 6th kill of the game and is able to escape out of the other side with about 100 health. Although here comes Gid. He smells him. He's looking for it. I don't think he can really dive that tower. He really wants to, though. You can see it in his eyes. Flashing forward for the fear. Looking for CH. And that's it. I don't think that there should be any more things happening right now in this area, but our team does lose Atlas, and so they'll have to be a little bit more careful here. Never mind, Gid's going in. He finds the kill onto Dark. He gets CH as well. The 2 kills for ROTM. They don't quite get the tower, though, because the Crow Storm on the other side from Stone is so good to turn that fight. And now Bing Bong is waiting, the last man left for ROTM. Atlas has finally respawned, but it's a 1v3 on the map right now. Bing Bong just kiting back away. He's not really kiting. He's strictly running away, but Isolde has used the Predator to try to catch up. The Ghost Flash over the wall looking for Yowie, but the fear from Stone is right on time. But he rips through. He's got the ult still ticking. It's Tryndamere gameplay. He's right-clicking so hard, but Isolde has a stopwatch to get the shutdown.
You know, that actually went better for Bing Bong than I thought it was going to. I thought he would just get feared and laughed at, but using every last bit of his health bar and his ultimate to trade 2 kills for 1. So, well played to Bing Bong for getting maximum value out of his health bar in that situation.
Yeah, now won't have those summoner spells up for the next fight, which is going to be in a minute and a half over this dragon. You would assume Hextech Dragon Soul potentially for Dread. I shouldn't have looked back at the Harvest game. That's a yikes. All right. Um, Harvest is down 4-20. Blaze it.
Yeah, I couldn't actually get back in the spectator, so I'm going a few 3 seconds behind
Oh,
you
on the stream.
off the stream. So, but I did while I was pulling that up, decide to check how Harvest was doing, and yeah,
It'd be like that
not their
sometimes.
best showing.
Yeah. Hopefully they can turn it around. Qualifiers next week gonna be pretty important. Assuming that they make it, I'm again like 90% sure they will. But Aeropox, he's dead. There's nothing for him there. That's unfortunate. Just face checking at the wrong time, and now that might be Baron for Team Ambition Breeze. Bing Bong is on the bottom side of the map, has no ability to join this fight. So yeah, they're gonna just tank it up with the 3 members here. Bing Bong will get 1 tower, but that's all that he's going to get in exchange. Atlas has to try to run away from his soul. He's got his Predator. Doesn't quite have it up. Oh, just able to get out of range, and the Baron falls to Stone Made Soft. A pretty big swing, all things considered, back in favor of Team Ambition Breeze.
Indeed, that Baron is going to kind of complicate things. Unfortunately, the timings weren't synced for Gid to take Soul at the
Oh, a
same
big
time.
fight, though. A lot of ults coming out. Bing Bong and Gid combined for 1 kill. CH just trying to find the kill onto Gid as best he can. They'll shut down Bing Bong. Now trying to turn their focus onto the Warwick and eventually burst through him. Alice is doing so much damage on the backside, but eventually loses all of his health. It's a triple kill for Yoey. Aeropox is able to rejoin, but he can't really get into the fight. That Stranglethorn's not doing a huge amount to help him out. And ROTM coming up short this time on the fight by 1 member, right as the dragon spawns.
Big swing in momentum between the Baron and that team fight right there. It was close. Bing Bong missing those summoners from that last skirmish in the river where he got traded 2 for 1. Ended up mattering right there. He wasn't quite able to get to Yoey, and because of it, Yoey able to push forward in the fight and pick off low-held members for ROTM.
Yeah, and it's absolutely crucial that Bing Bong and Gid are able to get on to Yoey. He's got a lot of safety with the cleanse by being a Philios. Even the Renata can help him out, extend his life cycle, but you have to kill the Aphelios. That is the only thing I think that really matters in these fights.
Right, they don't have any, because once Crowstorm is down, they don't have any sustained damage outside of Aphelios. Vagar's pretty much, his cooldowns are pretty long and in between, and even to a point telegraphed. So if you can kill the Aphelios, you really stop a lot of that team fighting power.
Ooh, Aeropox is going to be caught. A lot of ult's going to be used immediately onto him. But Yoey unstoppable. They'll run through this mid lane tower, and Team Ambition Breeze has swung this game fully back in their favor. Gold lead notwithstanding, but the momentum all on their side right now. And it's up to ROTM to find a counterpunch now. Maybe this is it. Gid, oh, just sails a little wide on the Infinite Duress. Now looking for Yoey. A couple more autos will finish him off. He gets the kill, but the reset, unfortunately, off of the Renata ult. Renata does go in and kill Smitty on the backside. Bing Bong is just trying to kite through 4 people. Now dashes back over the wall, but the flash from CH is there. Atlas does a lot of damage, but only gets the 1 in trade, and CH will eventually track him down. And now Team Ambition Breeze has a forward for 0 on the map.
Yeah, that's one of those ones where you invested a lot to try and kill the Aphelios, right? And so you kind of overreach, even after it doesn't necessarily go your way. It looks like Team Ambition.
Oh, they're still looking for this one. CH goes in with the ult. It's going to get turned around. A good ult from Aeropox, getting a couple of knockups. He's trying to stall the structure damage as much as possible, but Yoey's really getting into it. Now Smitty is here. The Q's landing. Dark is eventually going to fall as a result of this. Maybe they'll get the reset though with a Primordial Burst, and Dark is actually fine. Smitty can't really walk too far forward or interrupt that one. Gid hits the Infinite Dress, finds one trade kill. I don't know that he can find anything else. He's slowed up by the Cheese Wheel, and now trying to chase down. He should eventually catch up to the Renata, but it might be a little bit scary for him to walk too much further in. The handshake lands, and yeah, Gid needs to stop chasing. That's not really in his character, but he needs to stop right now. Okay, there he goes.
Fiddle able to gate back
Oh,
and
Bing Bong! Oh my god! Oh my god, Yoey! All right. Um, that's a tilter if you're Bing Bong. But Yoey responded to the Trinamir just flying over the wall at him so crisply. That was really nicely done by Yoey.
yeah, the Gale Force plus I think he got 3 straight crits to burst Bing Bong probably faster than Bing Bong was expecting. He still has ult available, so
Yeah, he do be on 60% crit, so it's not unheard. Oh no, he's got 80. Yeah,
80.
yeah. So that's not that wild, but still important to hit those three.
Indeed, the I think it was the combination of that last crit plus the Gale Force hit at the same time, and that's what probably surprised him. But
Gid looking for the gank onto or the pick onto Stone does find it, but he's gonna get picked himself. It looks like. Oh, handshake into the baby cage. That's a little rough. Aeropox hitting the high value ult into the Seraphine ult, but they just don't have the damage to layer in. Now Atlas finally able to open up over the top, gets a 1 kill immediately, but now has to try to kite away from the Malphite. Bing Bong is here just trying to dance into the backline. He's looking for the spins. He's looking for the autos. He finds Yoey. He's got the ult ticking, but he's trapped in the baby cage for the time being. Now tries to spin out, but CH is finally big enough to stand toe to toe with the Tryndamere, and Smitty has nowhere to go. He'll eventually fall. Isolde picks up the ace, and Isolde and CH will walk it in mid.
so the difficulty of executing for Dread really came to fruition the last few minutes. It seemed like once Ambition was able to get that Baron, it really just catapulted them all the way to the finish line, and never really a chance for a comeback for Dread after that. They weren't able to split them up, and Ambition just played to their win con in those last few minutes.
Yeah, and look at how close the team gold was at the end of that game. It's still only a 1,000 gold lead after Breeze takes down the Nexus. Uh, just so close. If they had gotten one dragon to swing in their favor, if they had gotten that Hextech Soul, I think that was the breaking point. But Ambition Breeze went to the brink, scaled up, played their game. Yoey popped off on the Aphelios.
Uh, I was gonna say the person that I gave MVP to that game to was Dark. Dark had a lot of good Renata W's to reset life bars for his teammates and just deny picks that Dread was trying to go for. So really played by the bot lane of Team Ambition as a whole right there.
So, we go to 3, because why not? We'll see you in a couple minutes for game 3.
I got the yawns and I don't know why. Nothing was crazy tiring about today.
Yeah.
Just one of those days. I guess the humidity was extra humid today. Maybe that's adding to it. I don't know.
I don't know. Here it was like pleasant for a change, which is weird. Um,
I think you got the weather we got yesterday because yesterday was like low 90s. There was no humidity because there was rain off and on all day, so it was like it wasn't a torrential downpour that made it to where you couldn't do anything, but it rained frequent enough to where you never got the steam off the asphalt in the ground from the sun baking whatever rainfall did fall. So like yesterday was nice for us, and then today was like ungodly humid. Feel good for Dread though.
N-
Draft an atypical comp with uh not necessarily clear cut win conditions. Like you kind of know what you don't want to do against Team Ambition in that game, but uh, they were able to pilot it to almost a win. They just weren't able to quite finish the game with their composition. So even within a substandard comp, they were able to go toe to toe.
Well, and I think even if they fall 2-1, they'll come away with the knowledge that they're able to stand up to the top teams in the league,
Right, they belong,
regardless. That
even
that
if
they
they didn't
definitely
get the
belong.
W.
Yeah. Not that we love having Pyrrhic victories, but sometimes it'd be like that. Do you want to jump down? Oh, you did. Right as I said that. Okay. Did you see the draft link as well?
It's the long one, right? Yeah.
No, not the long one. The long one is the
Pick one. Okay.
yeah. I mean, you can look on that one, but don't use it.
Huh. I appreciate now that Team Ambition got to set up the lobby, they return trolled ROTM.
Oh, did they? What are we? We're
We are ROTM bred.
oh, nice. I can appreciate that. Oh my God, they're already drafting.
I'm not even mad that they're going at breakneck speeds to like just get through these games tonight and start their weekends. So, not that we don't enjoy League of Legends, but
I mean, I'm in no particular hurry. Tomorrow, the big plan is to go to the DMV, fix my, get my car registration, get my real ID driver's license. Really big plans for tomorrow. So I'm in no hurry. We can linger here a little longer if we want to. Jesus Christ.
I gotta pack up like
My
one more box to get ready for my move, and that's all I have to do between now and Wednesday, pretty much.
my wife, I think, is playing ARAMs, and she's over there just fuck you, bitch. Um, just dropping it on him. Didn't expect what happened was over there. All right, well, Zarisona Sivir once again going to be banned. Team Ambition Breeze with the same 3 bans as in Game 2, and now RotM with their decision point. Is this a Seraphine? Does this feel like a Seraphine angle? Of course it does. Why wouldn't it be a B1 Seraphine?
I have to call out that while we are drafting, or the captains are drafting at least, we are getting some nice back and forth between Yoi and Bing Bong in lobby chat about the bans.
Yeah,
Both both daring each other to leave the champions they want to play open. Neither one of them conceding to do so.
yeah. I mean, Yoi, I don't think will be too disappointed to get the Aphelios again. Why not run it back? I honestly didn't see too much wrong with the Twitch for Atlas. I would kind of like to see that again. I feel like you flex the Seraphine mid and get something a little bit more active for Smitty, but it's going to be the Lucian that was banned in Game 1, and they'll pair it with the Rakan.
Was the ban from game one where we were like, hey, what did they? It was Lucian. I
Yeah.
remember now.
I also looked at it and said that it was Lucian, but yeah, we did it. We got there.
Oh, sorry. I'm still halfway catching up on this Bing Bong Yoi back and forth in
Yeah.
split focus. So Poppy.
Um. Yeah. I mean, theoretically, a flex pick between Stone and CH.
Pretty good against Warwick and Tryndamere, which they showed last time.
Yeah, and they're gonna be able to ban Gid's Kane. This could be a Warwick ban as well, if they really want to pinch Gid. Then he's looking at Diana or Vi probably.
You think Volleybear's moved too far down the tier list for Gid to play it?
I'm not
I know
sure.
Volley's another Gid special, so
It's gonna be the Nasus maybe. Yeah, they're gonna take that one away. You know, Nasus backwards is Susan, and Susan's a bitch, so why not?
last week Gid did play that Nessus and had a lot of individual success, but uh, the other ambition counterpart was able to slow the game down enough to stall it out for a win and group fight the Nessus, as you must.
Wait, Vaughn wrote a song for the jersey giveaway?
It's a violin. I kept waiting for him singing, and I never heard vocals. And then I realized the title clip of
RotM Violin Star Guardian cover?
right.
Oh.
And then I felt silly for not realizing that.
I'll still pin that. Fuck yeah. I appreciate that people are actually, like, putting in some effort. Anyway, there's a LeBlanc in my video game for Team Ambition Breeze, and RotM is considering an Amumu. And they've locked in an Amumu. Alright. What do you want to round that out with then for Bing Bong?
Um, it's tough because you don't get to see what you're playing into. Well, that is a
Kale,
high value champion.
yeah, Kale makes sense in terms of like team composition, rounding them out with some damage. Cho'Gath is kind of the opposite, where now you have this big meat wall for Lucian to play behind. I worry about their damage profile though, unless Cho'Gath just gets insane ahead, which happens on that champion. And they're gonna pick the champion with a Cho'Gath ult on her Q. No, the counter pick. Never mind, it's fine. He's got the Cho'Gath ult on his ult. No one makes that joke about Darius.
True. He's he could potentially reset his Cho'Gath ult too. So
Yeah, broken champion. That's a team composition from Team Ambition Breeze. They're looking to fight some folks.
they are very brawly. I don't know how. I'm not gonna lie. There's not a lot of times where I go, I don't know who I favor because I see what both teams are trying to do. The Cho'Gath's very annoying in a team fight composition. As far as preventing your Darius and your LeBlanc from easily getting to the back line. So it's gonna be up to his ult to kind of find some good flank angles so he doesn't just get silent as he distortions in. So. Or a Mumu ulted, or Rakan torned.
Well, we're waiting. It looks like CH has apparently DC'd out of Discord. So hopefully he can reconnect here.
If Dark has as much success with his W's on Renata, his revival, his resets as he did last game. That was
Yeah, he
very
was.
pivotal to the success of Team Ambition. So
Yeah, the bailouts were no joke from Dark. What is his icon, by the way? I can't see it properly enough. I know that's like
uh,
as big as it gets, but I can't quite tell what character that's supposed to be.
can't you? I wonder if I can look it up on op.gg.
That's
Huh?
true. Dark Wanker. It's Nunu.
Interesting.
I wouldn't have guessed that. I also like CH is apparently a TFT aficionado. It's Platinum 2.
Nice. I'm when I play TFT, probably 3 out of 4 games I speedrun my way to a top 8 finish, so props to him. And now we get about 5 more minutes of running the draft and spectator delay, so
Yeah, we are finally into second draft, which I'm gonna throw on the screen here in a second, as soon as I remember which scene it is. There we go. I feel like
but
half of
early
running the stream is just panic clicking on all my scenes to see what they are.
I've never used OBS before. It has a lot of buttons. The one time I downloaded it, so I said, nah. And I'm not about that life. OBS is too complicated for me. Probably not as complicated as I make it. I probably just panicked when I saw a bunch of buttons, and if I would have taken 5 minutes, I probably could have figured it out, but alas, I do not have that type of time.
Yeah, it's really not that complicated. It's more complicated when you don't name things correctly, and then you're scrolling through your completely unnamed slides trying to figure out which one you want. But
Mm.
I don't know. I don't feel like it. Maybe I'm giving myself too little credit, but I don't know. Here we are into third draft. I didn't see what happened. Oh no, this game ended, and I don't know who won. It just,
Checking on Crowstorm.
yeah, Crowstorm just, their game ended, and they're showing the end game stat screen, but it doesn't say who won anywhere. It just says post game, and the stats in that game are very even. Like it's 26 kills to 35, it looks like, or 25 to 26. Oh no, it's 36 to 23. I bet the boys won. Oh no, they're red side. Never mind, it's doomed. Okay. Yeah. Looks like the other two teams are done, so they can come watch us now, right?
You'd hope.
Positives. You
You'd
gotta look
hope
for
they come
positives.
support. Come hope they'd support the Dread Gents and their quest to lock up the number 2 seed and get positive momentum heading into playoffs. But
I mean, there's also a chance you lose your two games, you tilt out, and don't want to look at League of Legends for the rest of the week, which I also relate to. So
yeah, indeed. That's what got me on my kick of Power Wash Simulator is solo cute tilt, and then I just go power wash some stuff, and I don't know, it
did
was
you
relaxing.
did you get your free lawnmower simulator?
I did. I have Lawnmower Simulator in the bank for when I have finished my power washing career. I'll just transition to new career opportunities in the world of 4 video games.
What's their next game? Okay, it's Lawn Mowing Simulator. Next is Unrailed. I've never heard of that game. All right. Wait, I missed Game Mechanics or Car Mechanics Simulator? Oh,
I apparently did too. What the heck?
yeah, the last one I got from them was the BioShock collection, which
I
was like a big one, to be fair.
yeah, there's 3 free games and pretty name brand game or like well-known games too.
Yeah, and then Wolfenstein was the week after that, but I don't care too much about Wolfenstein. That might be my misdoing. And then yeah, no, Car Mechanics Simulator was apparently June 23rd through June 30th, and also Game of Thrones the board game digital edition.
I've never seen an episode of Game of Thrones.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm like that guy that's too hipster to watch all the things. I've seen bits and pieces of Star Wars, never seen it start to finish though, like never actually sat down and watched it.
yeah, I I've read the Game of Thrones books, but I haven't watched the whole show. I watched up to season 5 or 6 or so. But of course, saw the absolute meltdown that the internet had about it, so not in any hurry to watch the rest of it.
True. I think that's part of the reason that made me not ever really care to necessarily start that endeavor is hearing how bad it finished. So
Start is very good, in fact, but yeah, apparently the finish just is a letdown.
I've also never seen an episode of Stranger Things, so
I
that's another
haven't seen
one
that
I'm
one either.
hipster on.
Yeah, I don't know that that's super hipster, but maybe it is.
I know Eddie Munson is a cult hero, and while I was trying to figure out why Eddie Munson was a cult hero, I kept confusing it for Eddie Munster from like the old 60s and 70s black and white TV series, the little boy that was part werewolf on that show. And I was like, why are people just now what made him popular until I realized that I was not referencing the correct character. So
Unlucky. Well, we survived our third spectator delay of the evening. Congratulations to us. Thank you guys. TSM wanted to buy an LEC spot. I shouldn't have opened the subreddit. I'm curious about that. What? Oh, it was an idea thrown around during a company meeting, and the only active move they ever made was asking Misfits how much their spot costs. Okay, that doesn't seem that wild. That seems like one of those things. We have a lot of company money. Why don't we see if we can throw it around a little bit? How much is an
indeed,
LEC spot? Ah, too much. Okay. Now, how about an
I know.
LCK spot? Oh, too much. Yeah, no, why not?
Speaking of orgs throwing around money, the big news in Oklahoma City is they're trying to plan out a new arena for the Thunder. So,
Do
but we
they
shall
need a
get
new
in.
one? Isn't the I don't know if it's still called. Is it like Chesapeake Energy or something arena or
I
something like
think
that?
it's Paycom Center now, but
Oh, that arena was pretty nice. When I went there, but
it's not bad. I think they're just looking to.
and it
They
wasn't in like a
renovated
bad
it.
spot.
We just got 5 points on both sides. So,
Yeah, nothing happening.
but basically, Paycom Center was renovated, I believe, but they never had a new arena for the Thunder when the Thunder came down here. And I think the plan is to just build an arena specifically for the Thunder.
Interesting. Is it not specifically for the Thunder now? There's no other team there.
Concerts. I think they want to do like concerts and events in the Paycom Center and just have all the Thunder games be geared towards the
Oh,
new arena.
that seems weird. So coming from Colorado, Denver, like it's always just been Nuggets and Avalanche together and concerts. Like everything all has to coexist in one spot. Yeah, I'm disappointed it's not the Pepsi Center anymore, because you could just call it the Can, and that was nice. Now it's Ball Arena, which is objectively a stupid name, but also why not? If you're gonna go a stupid name, just go really stupid.
Right. I feel like this is gonna be a match where Aerobox is gonna be on the back foot quite a bit. I feel like LeBlanc has a lot of windows where she can punish Seraphine, so he's gonna have to navigate this one carefully. And we've also seen that Stone does have some creative gank paths whenever he enters mid lane. So
Yeah, first time he's not on the fiddlesticks this series though, so he'll have to adjust to playing the Poppy. I don't know that that's like that big of an adjustment, but sometimes you get in that one champion mindset. Oh no, I'm playing a different one now. Level 2 for Atlas and Smitty. They're pushed on the back foot a little bit because Yoey and Dark were able to get into the lane earlier. They didn't have to leash, which has allowed Stone. We've seen a lot of these early ganking jungle paths, which has been kind of interesting. Normally we see just full clears out of both junglers. It's kind of boring, but all 3 games now we've seen the junglers get involved early, and it's going to get a flash out of Bing Bong in the top lane.
It trades Flash for Ghost. Ghost being a shorter cooldown, so slight advantage to CH Gaming right there, but still a great job getting out of that gank
Yeah,
when you
now
probably weren't
looking to walk in
expecting it.
mid lane. Aeropox has to be a little bit worried about this one. Chain's going to land onto him. Has the flash, but there should be enough damage here, and it's first blood for Isolde.
And if there's a champion that in this game that you want to get snowballing because of the difference of that champion went ahead and behind LeBlanc is it. An absolute menace went ahead and kind of feels really relatively unimpactful when she's behind. So
Bing Bong showed no fear into the Darius, willing to walk up and trade with him, which is interesting. Normally, I feel like you have to be pretty careful with how you handle this matchup as Cho'Gath, at least early on.
yeah, Darius is one of those ones where maybe I as a top laner maybe pay him too much respect because of his all-in potential, but Gid, not Gid, sorry, Bing Bong seems to know his limits pretty well and how to disengage at the appropriate time and in the appropriate way as Cho'Gath. So
Oh. He's burned through a lot of his mana, so he'll have to be careful. Does get pulled in with the Apprehend. Doesn't have Flash, so CH can go aggressive if he wants to, but the minions are doing a lot of damage in return, but he's got his passive ticking, and the burn is enough for the solo bolo for CH Gaming.
and yeah, that's that power of Darius, right? He's dangerous pre-6 too. A lot of people worry about that ultimate, but those bleed stacks really stack up and make him a huge threat early on.
Stone gonna wander in and find Aeropox, even able to shield away the bandage toss, and Aeropox is in a little bit of trouble. Second bandage toss lands onto Stone. They just don't have the damage to really change this one out. And now Stone able just to walk through the enemy jungle. They're still outnumbered, so Gid and Smitty have to get out. Knockup doesn't land. That was well interrupted again, and the flash over the wall from Gid's a little too late. Atlas can't rotate over, and it's 2 more kills and a huge lead now for Team Ambition Breeze.
Uh, Not just a huge lead, but again, gold on the champions where you want gold on it, right? You got your LeBlanc 2 kills early on, already snowballing, 3 stacks on the Dark Seal, and feeling pretty good about the way this game is going
Yeah, this
within
is
the
going to
first
be
5 minutes.
a rough one. Aeropox just trying to walk up and double Q the minion wave. Has to use all of his abilities just to stay okay underneath the tower. Luckily, Isolde took an extra tower shot, or extra little bit of damage. I'm not sure what I saw 3 seconds ago to repeat it to you. Um, but yeah, it's a 2,000 gold lead, and almost all of it's going to be localized on your solo laners right now for Team Ambition Breeze, which is exactly where you need it.
The important LeBlanc did get a buff on this patch, a bigger mana pool, on top of the fact that a little extra damage on whole rank 5W, so able to actually one-shot the backline of minions now with the W instead of one shot and one auto on all of them. So
Thank you, Wing Nation.
for keeping us up to date on the impact of those buffs. So, but yes, Winged is the one that clarified the value of those buffs.
To be clear, I wasn't thanking him. I was referring to you as Winged, but
Oh, oh.
one way or
Well,
another.
I mean, to be fair, me and Winged and I will be on a team for MSL, and so a lot of knowledge gets passed from Wing to myself through patch notes and things. So I will gladly take credit for the information he gave me and repeat it on stream. So, but in all seriousness, it was his research that
Oh, looking for the gank onto CH. No ult on doesn't matter. Bing Bong had his, so he gets to chow down and pick up his first stack and his first kill of the game. And RTM on the board and able to get that top lane a little bit more even for Bing Bong.
Are we gonna see
X flash in from Stone Made Soft into the root. That's a nice setup from Yoey, and now he can't dash out. Atlas is just dead to the Moonlight Vigil, and Yoey picks up his first kill now on the Aphelios, and we saw how effective he was on this champion in game 2.
look like they're gonna rotate, get a dragon for that kill? Why not? You know that Amumu was on the top side of the map with that Darius kill, so it should be a rather uncontested dragon.
But Gid gets the red buff, so who's the big winner here?
What dragon is it?
Infernal?
9% on Infernal?
6.
I'm gonna. Oh, 6. Right, 9% was Mountain. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that
It's the red buff, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna disagree, but for the memes, I'll say yeah.
Okay. CH is in trouble. Gid is here, has his ult. Bing Bong has his backup now as well. But they have to be careful. Noxian Guillotine's available, but they're able to stun and get the feast down just in time. Bing Bong burning down. The Hex Flash being used now from Stone, looking to get the kill. But Curse of the Sad Mummy comes out. Stone very low. Bing Bong fighting for his life, and the Rupture gets the kill. And all 3 kills on Bing Bong. Have we seen this before?
Normally, I think you want a champion that that might have more I don't want to say playmaking potential, but like damage outside of just their ultimate ability for these kills to go on. But at the same
Oh
time,
my god.
the eggs in the Bing Bong basket has been a strategy that works for Dread and
Shout out to Kale for joining the stream there briefly. I'm sure he was audible on the stream. Sorry about that. Atlas is getting dove underneath the tower. Yoey's got his Healy gun, and why not? That was easy as you like. Dark and Yoey combining for that kill. And Team Ambition Breeze seems unfazed by how top lane is going.
yeah, I think that's one of those things where you just I don't know. That's hard because Atlas didn't really have a lot of options. He stayed as close to the tower as he could have. They
Ooh.
just played it really well, and
I think Bing Bong's fine for the record, but he really can't stick around, and CH has to know there's a squad coming because he's sticking around. Gid's going to find him. I don't know that they win this fight, but we'll see. Rupture doesn't land. He's going to walk in. Gid, just able to stay alive. All right, well, maybe I'm underestimating everything, but Bing Bong picks up his 4th kill of the game. On the other side of the map, it's not going so well. Yoey and Dark take down the tower. So that's a pretty big discrepancy. Let's take a look. Yeah, about 1,500 gold between the two 80 carries. And there's not really a huge answer right now for ROTM. It's just a small lead right now for Bing Bong.
I think the power still exists though, and you're hoping to Seraphine ult that Aphelios in and maybe get a Cho'Gath chomp, but the Renata W still exists to block the Cho'Gath ult, right?
Yeah.
And we've seen that Dark has really good timing with his Renata W's. So.
Oh, they're going to find Stone. This might be a relatively free kill. He is going to be able to pick the pocket, get the Eye of the Herald, and eventually our team trying to track him down, and they're going to send Smitty and Gid back to base. Bing Bong is going to walk in, and now he's trapped in the pit with 4 people. Atlas and CH are fighting a 1v1, but this goes poorly for the ADC. Big Renata ult heads back across. Bing Bong able to get the chomp. Knock up lands. That Rupture is enough to finish off a kill. Aeropox will pick that one up, and now his Soul is kiting away. I don't know how this got turned up on the top side of the map, but it's just a Soul left alive. The bandage toss lands, and the CC should be there. Oh, really cheeky from Isolde, actually, to get away. The clone's still alive. They'll hit the the Gleaming Quill, but that should just be it. Isolde has successfully escaped, but they lose a couple of extra kills that they probably didn't need to, and somebody other than Bing Bong picked up a kill.
Yeah, LeBlanc, slippery champion. Hard to pin down, but good guy. Bing Bong says, "Hey, probably need to let other people have kills." I don't know if he did that unintentionally or just walked past it to try and secure the next kill, but very fortunate for the pockets of ROTM to spread their gold lead and not be um, so concentrated on one team member that you can just group up and shut down. So
Yeah, Rift Herald's gonna be dropped mid immediately. It's 20 seconds before our second dragon spawns, so trying to help secure some pressure for that, and in comes Shelly to grip Stone and Yoi just a little bit of extra gold in their pocket.
have teleport. Be interesting to see if he teleports to mid lane to try and contest this dragon, or if he returns to top. It looks like the call is to return to top for now.
Yeah, Isolde doesn't have his teleport available. He's up there on the LeBlanc on semi-permanent duty, and now they are going to call in Bing Bong with Gid in the background. This looks like our team wants to fight over the dragon. E over the wall, a lot of damage actually coming down onto Dark. Isolde, meanwhile, trying to split push on LeBlanc, which isn't exactly the most enthralling activity. Gid looking for the engage, wandering in, hits the bandage toss, but good denial so far by Stone, getting the pin. Now they'll finally find the engage a little bit onto the backline. Dark is going to be the first victim of the fight, it looks like, as Bing Bong gets onto him. The charm doesn't quite connect either from Seraphine. CH just wreaking havoc in the backline, and Yoi goes in, but unfortunately is immediately Curse of the Sad Mummied. They'll send away one, but the rest of the squad's still here to try to deal with Stone. Atlas dashes back over the wall as Gid burns down to the bleed from Darius. Stone is going to fall, and it's just the LeBlanc left alive now for Team Ambition Breeze, and Atlas and Smitty should be able to take this dragon. Maybe. I don't know that they take this quite fast enough, but we'll see. I guess it's fine. If you didn't know, dragons got like 50% healthier, so it takes a lot
Yeah,
longer.
I appreciated the health buff to the dragons. Just forcing it to be a team activity and not just something that junglers could sneak away and do. But those are chunky. Those are like late game dragons. The first two now.
Yeah, they do less damage as a result of having more health, which I guess is the trade-off. But because you could imagine Air Dragon just killing some folks, uh,
Oh, for sure.
if they hadn't have done that, and
Like
Hex
you have
Tech
to.
as well. Those two do a sneaky, or I guess did a sneaky amount of damage. Now it's a little bit less, but
You'd have to get like a full 5-man group up to get it a Cloud Drake in the early game if they left the damage unchanged.
well, mid lane tower goes down. It's a 3,500 gold lead for Team Ambition Breeze. But that last fight did go the way of ROTM. They got Atlas and Gid on the board as well. So feeling probably a little bit more confident about the way that this game is headed. Would be nice if they could right click the minions as well as their counterparts.
Indeed, they have fallen behind mostly through the farm. They actually have the kill lead now as a team.
It's the
So
farm and the turrets, I think, are the big things. Atlas getting aggressed on. Smitty is here to try toward them away. Gid spots CH Gaming and maybe didn't want to see him. In comes Bing Bong. Now we're fighting a full 4v4, it looks like. CH trying to get the dunk, and he does get it successfully onto Gid. Didn't get the reset, though. So he'll eventually fall to the rupture from Bing Bong. Atlas just trying to do damage on the outside of this fight. Bing Bong sets up the front line. In comes the charm from Seraphine, but it isn't quite going to be able to connect. And now Yoi is able to join up. So this has turned into a full 5v5 with Aeropox and Yoi joining. And now it's going to break the way of Team Ambition Breeze. Yoi was the tipping point for that.
yeah, Zolt got a huge double distortion in the middle of that fight that really chunked the health bars of Dread and kind of flipped that fight back in their favor as Dread was chasing them back into their own jungle. So um, unfortunate. I don't think Bing Bong had ultimate to start that fight. Otherwise, the first kill probably would have come a little bit faster, and we might have been looking at something else. But LeBlanc came in just in the nick of time. Really turned that fight around.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. Gid's headed for the same build as Bing Bong, so they're going to have the double demonic embrace eventually. I'm assuming. I don't think Gid's going for Rylai's. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense, and I can't think of what else you build with a blasting wand.
Um, that's not as bad as it used to be because now the burn
Yeah, you
damage
do
does
get the double
stack.
burn.
So
I just think it's interesting. I feel like you'd want to diversify just a little bit, but it's good items on both champions. No real issue with it.
also ups the value of your AP threat across the board as a team because like, I mean, are you really looking at a Seraphine that's kind of behind as being a threat to the Poppy and the Darius, but it prevents an armor stack against Atlas, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah, they're looking for the engage here. Poppy ult gonna sail just a little bit wide, but they'll pin Gid into the wall and immediately take. Or that wasn't Gid, excuse me. That was Smitty that got pinned into the wall and taken down. So one kill does go the way of Team Ambition Breeze, and Bing Bong and Isolde renewing pleasantries on the bottom side during all of this.
I'm hoping we see a Frozen Heart soon, given the fact that Yoi is is a very good Aphelios, and trying to cut his damage as much as possible is going to be really important. So I'm hoping at least one of these two beef balls gets a Frozen Heart soon, just because I think that item is so strong right now. Probably needs, if there's any tank item that needs a nerf, it is Frozen Heart. So
Smitty could also pick one up. It'd be a longer wait though. Um,
that's true.
but yeah, it's a 5,000 gold lead for Team Ambition Breeze, which has grown since the last time that we said. So fitting right into where they should be. They have Sheila in the back pocket if they need to. She's a little too big to fit in the front pocket. You gotta stick her in the back. Um, I guess it's just the eye. It's kind of morbid. Like you kill the thing, take its eye, and then you just crush it to summon it.
Yeah, that's kind of weird how the lore of that item works, right? You harness it within the eye, and then pop an eyeball. Is it a copy? Or are you summoning like a zombie version?
I think you like send it back to the void somehow. I don't exactly understand how the void interacts with mortality. Charm only going to land onto Stone, but they're able to take him down to start the fight. Gid trying to get into the backline, not really able to find a whole lot. Smitty just dancing around with the quickening. It's 4v3 though, and Aeropox and Atlas trying to do that damage, but it's really hard to bust through this line. CH walking in, looking for it. This looks a little bit better for him. CH taken pretty low, but he's got the bailout on. Does get taken into that death state, and now they'll have to flash away from the Renata ult. But they find one pick, and now Yoi, the big problem they have to solve. Bing Bong walking in, gets chained up by Isolde. Aeropox looking for anything. The knockup doesn't quite land on the rupture. Good flash by Yoi. Aeropox still trying to keep everyone topped off. The healing connects onto Bing Bong. He's into melee range with a Cho'Gath, and that's not really where he wants to be. Aeropox finishes him off, but they'll die in the process. Atlas finishes off Dark, but he's got his W on. Isolde in, trades it out. Stone is almost able to rejoin this fight. It's a double kill for Isolde. Atlas is in, but here comes Smitty. The knockup not quite there, and they'll have to dance back away.
A lot of in and out in that fight. The LeBlanc being
Gid
so
is still
threatening.
looking over the wall. He finds the Poppy. Okay, I don't... Maybe nothing's happening for a second? Go ahead.
I would say the LeBlanc having that lead, that's where it showed its importance right there. It really delayed Atlas from being able to enter the fight because of the threat that she had to just 100 to 0 him. And unfortunately, I don't think he was able to get as much damage off as he would have liked just because of
That's an
her
aggressive
zoning.
teleport from Bing Bong right after he spawns. Not going to be punished for it. Aeropox hovering around the backside of the pit, looking to try to join in. Takes the blast cone over right as his teammates get sent back. Unfortunately, Smitty gets caught along with Gid. There's just nothing that they can really do. In comes Bing Bong on the Hex Gate, trying to get involved. Gid is eaten alive, and now Aeropox will fall to the pin from Stone. Bing Bong is separated from the rest of the squad. He's looking for any targets that he can munch upon, but CH Gaming is doing a really good job. Oh, never mind. He's dead. Bing Bong is just going to walk in. He gets berserked. He's just such a big boy right now, but they'll eventually be able to chop down the Cho'Gath at the end of that one. His Sold is dominating 6-0 and 4 on the LeBlanc, and they pick up their second dragon of the game.
Yeah, he had to ult Darius in order to just survive and even give himself a chance to make something happen. So that's unfortunate. He didn't have the ult to try and steal, but it's also really well played by Stone right there. He's really making this Poppy look good. He's been a consistent performer for Breeze all 3 games on the Fiddlesticks and now the Poppy. He's getting a lot of denials with steadfast presence and also uh,
I've been really
that
impressed by
ult.
the way he's using his Keeper's Verdict. Yeah.
I was gonna say his ultimate on that one just totally changed that whole sequence of events. So very well played by Stone on that.
Yeah, it can be kind of easy to mess up a Poppy ult. The ones this game he's had have been very high value. Anytime ROTM has been looking for a play, he's sending people back the other way and really separating these fights, which just benefits them. They can focus on Bing Bong for a little bit if they need to, or they can focus on the other members away from Bing Bong. It's been really nice. I think Stone is probably the best performer, despite not having maybe the best score line in the game.
Indeed. Um, Again, a lot of credit to like the early game and the way that Breeze played it out as a whole too, because getting those kills on Isolde early and making him a
Oh, that was funny. I'm pretty sure Gid's dead at the end of this one, but he hit the funny blast plant, so we take those.
indeed. You always love seeing humorous interactions with character travel like that, whether that's bandaging back in the middle of a Poppy ult, Camille hook shotting the middle of a Poppy ult, like
Oh
all
my
these things.
god, he was half health. What the fuck? All right. Um, Aeropox is trying to stop this Baron. I don't think he's gonna be successful because he has to try to get through his soul, and he's just a Seraphine. So Baron goes the way of Team Ambition Breeze. Bing Bong, Atlas, and Smitty trying to knock down a couple of towers in the meantime. They do have objective bounties up, so these are worth a little bit more than average, so claim that one, but still about a 6,000 gold lead for Team Ambition Breeze, and now Stone and Dark trying to find Smitty, and they will successfully do so. Stone was a little hesitant to take that one. He was, I think, hoping that a carry was in the area, and it was just him and Dark. But
Yeah,
um, they get the kill, they get the pick onto Smitty, and minute 55 before the dragon, you got Baron buff. Got to set up these lanes and look for somewhere to push if you're TAB.
this is where they broke the game open last game, so it's gonna be interesting to see if Dread has made some adjustments as far as um calling to slow down the pace, waiting out the Baron buff, and seeing if they can keep the gold and the map state as neutral as possible while they wait out this Baron buff, and see if they can maybe play around the next time they get a chance to have a fight around Bing Bong's ultimate. And I think I think Gid's ultimate is really going to be crucial in these next couple fights.
Big Mug has.
Locking down,
Sorry.
I was gonna say locking down the people that need to get locked down so that Atlas can come into the fight. Mainly Isolde and I think CH Gaming are 2 targets that are high value for in the Mumu ult.
Yeah. I was just gonna say the random Zillman finished up for Bing Bong. Feels pretty good. I had some. Oh, 13 stacks on Bing Bong was the thing I actually wanted to say before I forgot the number, and then I almost forgot the point that I was gonna make. Isolde's gonna walk in and find Smitty and Aeropox, and I don't think either side's particularly happy to see each other in that situation. But Yoey and CH get a free tower in the top lane. Bing Bong is walking in, but there's 4 people here to try to greet him, and we are weak side top lane. The experience right now.
That's how it goes. And then if this were solo queue, you'd throw up your hands and be like, "What is my team doing on the rest of the map?"
Nothing.
when
They're recalling right now, other than maybe Git is going to try to sneak this dragon. Maybe Git it and Aeropox. Smitty is dead. Atlas is just layering in with the culling. They're losing potentially the whole base in exchange for this dragon, which doesn't seem like a great trade. Okay, they've stopped the dragon. Ult comes through from the Encore. Atlas just gets 100 to 0'd by Isolde, and Git is trying to track Yoi down in the top side of the fight. Not going so well. Isolde's there for the double kill, and that should be it with this minion wave coming in. Team Ambition Breeze up to the challenge tonight. They fell down 1-0. Bing Bong now maybe has something to say about it. He'll eat stone to start out with. Now flashing forward looking for Isolde. I don't think he can defend Nexus. Smitty is here. Has the charm. Yeah, it's dead. Dark and Yoi focus on the Nexus and take the 2-1 win. Team Ambition Breeze have a perfect regular season and take first place in the group.
at the same time, if you're Dread, you you're slightly disappointed at the result, but if you look at the night as a whole, they were in all three of those games and had opportunities to come out the victor in all three games. And so heading into playoffs, um, you take that as a consolation prize. That's a feel-good prize, moral victory, as they say. And so, um, unfortunate they'll drop down to the 3 seed, but I think at the same time, the fact that you're going in playing the two top teams in back-to-back weeks and against the two top teams, you're splitting what 3-3 over the course of the last 2 weeks,
Yep.
and so you're feeling pretty good about where your team stands heading into playoffs. So
Yep. So that'll do it for us tonight. Next cast is going to be Monday night. I don't think we have it on our stream, actually, now that I look at it. Um, yeah. So Monday night will be AVL, the Masters team, playing in their playoff qualifier match, which will be a best of 3. They're taking on. I just had the information and then I lost it. They're taking on Team Ambition White because we can't escape Team Ambition any time of anywhere. Um, yeah, and then Wednesday, I guess your league technically starts. Thursday, we have both of the plat teams back in action.
I
So
can
yeah,
almost I can almost guarantee we won't be playing Wednesday though, because that
yeah.
is the day I move from OKC to Tulsa. Plus, yeah, I doubt Scrams will try to schedule it on that day. So,
Well, that'll do it for us tonight. Who are we gonna raid? You want to watch Unified or you want to watch Aikido?
uh, let's not give it to a league. Let's be homeristic and give it to an ROTM.
All right, go watch Aikido play some cards. Support the boy. We'll see you guys sometime soon.
Peace.
Bye.